Why do you have a thicker mic?
Because I'm fancy, all right? That's why.
Because he's got that
I like it thick, you know?
got that fat chode.
No, dude, it's because we're making up for something. We're making up for
Fucking Asians.
It's like, you know, lifted trucks, we got the bigger mics to compensate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to, you know. We got
Sure.
we got to give the imagination, because all the viewers are like, oh, these fucking Asian guys.
Yeah.
And then they see these fat fucking nubs and they're like, oh, these Asian.
I bet you they got.
We're going to talk about plastic surgery. Mm-hmm. We're going to talk about Photoshop and all types of other shit. I did a whole entire research on plastic surgery, right? And I've come to find out that it's really just about perspective and how you view things. Mm-hmm. And it just comes down to insecurity. Have you guys ever gotten anything done?
Yes.
You have?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the whole world knows what I've gotten done. We've talked about it before.
Remind us.
My boobs, which nobody ever believes.
Okay.
If anybody wants to know, I have old pictures on my Instagram, and it's literally just pecs, which is why I got them done. So I guess I wouldn't say it was an insecurity, but I just felt excessively masculine, way more than I wanted to. So it was more of like a, hey, I don't want to see striations in my pectoral muscles. I want to see boobs. And then that's why I got that done. Other than that, I've gotten no work ever, no Botox, no anything. Oh no, I got lip filler before, like a syringe or two.
Really? Mm-hmm. So what's the process of something like that when you go and get work done? Is it like do you start the research at the very beginning of like, oh, this is like an Instagram thing and you're like getting hyped from it? Or is it kind of like something that you're like, it just piqued interest because you're like, oh, this is like an insecurity thing?
No, there was an insecurity thing. But I think a lot of other things are. For the lips was definitely like a social media. And I know what you're talking about when you talk about you did your research, because I think I read like the same fucking article. But yeah, the lips was more of like an Instagram thing.
Okay.
I've never considered it before in my life until I saw more people posting their fat, juicy lips. Just those dick sucking lips.
Yeah.
By any chance, did it start from seeing filters of you like with like?
No, that's how it progressed though.
Oh, okay.
Because when I first started seeing people with lips, I mean, I didn't really use Snapchat or anything like that. But eventually, yeah, then you had like the Snapchat filters, and you had like the poreless flesh and like the narrow jawline, and then the fat lips. And I was like, you know what? I'd look pretty good like this. I think that I would. And then I got some discount kickback when I got my boobs done. And so it was like a couple $100 toward a credit for the plastic surgery center I went to. And I was like, why not?
So
I was like, I'm not going to get any other work done. So like, why not do my lips?
Right. So it kind of like propelled you in a way to do it. Because you could have been like, oh, fuck the discount, whatever. Right.
Yeah, I don't need it for anything. But they posted it as a credit to the account. So I had to use it there if I used it.
Smart sales.
It was between lips or Botox. And I went with the lips. And some days I wish I went to Botox.
Really?
Yeah, I feel old sometimes. It hits you. Yeah, dude, it totally hits you sometimes. This fucking valley, that's the thing that bothers me.
Oh, yeah. The hairy...
This look, because I do this a lot.
The RBF?
You know what's funny about a lot of insecurities? Like a lot of these insecurities, a lot of other people won't notice them, but you will notice them more than like anyone else would, you know?
Exactly.
So then like, it's like you picking this out, but everyone else will be like, oh, I didn't notice it till you mentioned, like, well, you said that. I did not even notice it till you mentioned it.
You want to know why?
Why?
They say that apparently when it comes to camera lenses and like mirrors and stuff like that, there's a visual effect that happens with like the lighting. And so when you take a picture of yourself or when you look at yourself in the mirror, the camera is basically like playing tricks with your eyes with shadows. So camera ends up picking up more like bumps in your skin and more wrinkles than your actual eye can pick up. So like when you look at other people or when other people look at you, you actually do look smoother. Your skin looks nicer. Like they can't pick up on the imperfections that cameras pick up on. So it's a distortion.
It's crazy. Somebody posted a picture of me the other day and I was like, I did not look like that walking into your fucking studio, man. Like, whoop, I did not look like that walking to your studio.
Like they Facetuned you or what?
No, like they not saying they didn't, but I was like, oh my God, like, does my skin really look like that? Like they did no editing. And I was like, I didn't think I walked out of the house with like my makeup like done like this or like having bumps and stuff. And I was like, oh my gosh. And the lighting was really good. The lighting was good. But then
So you didn't like the picture or you thought it looked
No, I thought it was a good picture, but I was like, I think I need to like spot treat a couple places because I was like, ooh, in my head, I was like, I don't think I look like that. But like what you're saying with the camera, whenever I have a certain picture taken of me, certain lighting angles, I'm like, do I really look like this? It like just it enhances the stuff that I hate the most about myself. And I'm like,
Absolutely.
oh, why?
And you were a photographer before.
Yes,
right?
so I know this 100%. And I'm such a picky person when it comes to lighting or when it comes to taking pictures of other people.
Yeah.
Like, especially when I take pictures of my girlfriends, like it has to, like, if the lighting's not good, oh my God, we're not doing it.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. I already tell them, like, I'm not taking a picture of you here. We're going somewhere better.
Damn.
No, because
It's a thing.
Yeah.
Especially for women. I agree.
Yeah. I mean, that's why, like, on your camera roll, it's like hundreds and hundreds of photos.
Yeah,
of
and
the same shit.
I know a photographer, and he says ideally the best lighting is cloudy because
Yes.
when it's too sunny, it just reflects too much.
Unless your
imperfection.
face is like tilted up and the sun's like directly hitting you, it gives you that like nice glow. But other than that, it's the shadows, it's everything.
Yeah, it's the position of the lighting and everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like really hard now to light everything because now girls are getting like eyelashes. And like if you're too high up, it's like you just have like this like dark ass circle.
I think I look like a fucking clown when I put on eyelashes.
Do you?
Yeah, I used to do it quite a bit, and now I just stopped. I just can't handle the way when I look at and everyone's like, "No, you look fine," but when I look in the mirror, I'm just like, "You look like a fucking clown." I don't like them. They're too big now. You can't find any that I think are like a nice size.
I like slowly graduated to like these.
Yeah, that's what my friend, my best
like-
friend, she wears shit like that all the time. She looks amazing. She's like, you don't look bad with lashes. I was
So
like,
speaking of fake lashes, I'm not sure if it's a true fact or not, but I read it somewhere where it was created by a hooker because to prevent
A
the
cum
cum from going into their eyes. So
I mean, yeah, they're like little cum umbrellas for sure.
yeah,
Have you ever gotten, well, I mean, I'm not, okay, obviously not you. You've never gotten
Sorry, I
like
haven't had
cum
that
on your
happen
face,
yet.
but like, yeah, I can totally see that. Like, my man's gonna like fucking shoot his load on my face.
I've gotten cum in my
Yeah.
eye before.
how's it feel?
It's not fun.
Great. It burns.
Yeah, it's salty.
It's like salt water in your eye. It doesn't feel good.
It's like the little sperm cells trying to like dig into your eyes to get your fucking egg yolk.
Can we go back to the other questions, please? We talked about my work done. Have you gentlemen gotten any work done?
No.
No.
No?
Not yet,
No
not yet.
ab implants
No,
or
no, ab implants,
pectorals? No plastic surgery?
Well, I was taught to just, love myself the way I am.
Shut up.
You know? But for real, started from a young age because, Kobe and I, we both had acne problems like up the ass when we
Hella
were
bad.
growing up. And like you could see the acne
we
scars
still
and
have
everything in
scars.
my face. And I have a chest, back, and all that stuff. And it was just kind of one of those things I just kind of like, whatever, fuck, I don't really care.
And the other thing is the differences of like being Asian and having more like issues when it comes to scarification. It's terrible. Like Asian people have really bad scarring issues.
Really?
Yeah. And we get more pitted like acne scars.
Is it just delicate skin?
I think it is. I think it has to do something with like maybe like the melanin or I don't know, some bullshit. But also we're both mixed. So that's also not very good for us either.
Yeah, the one thing I did know is a lot of Asian mixed races, they're more prone to acne for some reason. And I don't know why.
Really?
It's just something maybe with like the
sebum in your skin or like how like
maybe, yeah. I think our pores are slightly too big that our natural like race is supposed to be accommodated to, so it allows to get a lot more like dirt to be built up into the pores and stuff like that. Because I've noticed that with like some other friends too. And
Yeah. Otherwise, in other words, our races are at war with each other inside of us.
yeah.
They're like, oh, we don't like Asian people. We don't like white people.
And then it comes down to the point where I'm like, should I, like, because there's ways to like get rid of the acne scars and stuff like that through like whatever treatments and stuff like that. But I'm like, I'd rather put my money towards something else.
Yeah, like
That's how I feel sometimes about like plastic surgery. Like,
Yeah.
I'd rather just be blasted with tattoos and go on a trip somewhere.
But also the other thing is, I think it's different for male and female.
Absolutely. Yeah, a lot.
Like for men, I think for women, you guys find men attractive because of personality or just the way they carry themselves, right? And then for women, like the way we see women, it's like, oh, you guys have to be attractive.
Men hold a higher standard, I think, for like the way
For
you're
beauty.
supposed to look.
Yeah, because we're visual creatures, right? So I think that's what it is.
everybody. I mean, human beings are visual creatures. That's,
I don't know
why
about
plastic
that.
surgery is a thing.
yeah. For,
And I feel like for guys to get plastic surgery, it doesn't really like look very well.
that's not true.
No, that's
I
not
guarantee
true.
because
Like-
men
like
do
fake
because
abs and
are
stuff
we-
like that?
I know, but are we talking
Or like pectoral implants and stuff. It just looks unnatural,
No, because there's like ab etching now.
Yeah.
which is a whole thing. Which
Full
is why-
sculpting, bro. You did that.
Yeah. Which
No,
is,
I did do that, yeah.
No,
yeah,
it's
but
not-
ab etching is
yeah.
like actual lipo around your abdominal muscle.
Really?
I've seen that.
Like an air sculpt, right? Is that what it's like? The etchings like through air sculpt or whatever. You're awake throughout the process, and it's like a 48-hour ab
And
thing.
they give you like a local anesthetic and
Yeah.
they go up in there and they just suck all your fat out with that little vacuum, like regular lipo.
Where do they put that fat?
They don't.
They throw it away.
Yeah.
They-
Put it back into ass cheek.
I mean, you could.
Yes.
Or like if you have like veiny hands, they can put it in your hands. If you want to like insert.
really?
some-
I feel like guys want veiny hands. That's
I guess,
vascularity.
yeah.
They just feel manly.
Yeah, I don't say
every
guy wants
guy's
to
like,
have
I'm
no
fucking
veins.
vascular, bro. The bro life.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, but as far as like implants go, I don't think it very because I think there is one guy that I know that has like ass implant and ab implants, and it just
The Liver
gay?
King? Is it the
No.
Liver King?
Wait, he's not gay?
no, he's not gay. He works
Really?
at the club, but
He's gay.
I don't know. Well, I mean, he's also from another country, so like like South America type country, so it's like a little bit different over there. I guess it's a little bit more accepted. But like, yeah, he has like a fake ass, and I think he has ab implants, but I'm not sure. But you can just tell it doesn't look natural.
I mean, there's just like rules to like being a man. Like you don't
Yeah.
get surgery unless it's absolutely needed. You know what I mean? Like if it's like reconstructive,
Yeah.
it makes sense.
Yeah.
But if it's like for aesthetics, I don't know. Unless
Like,
you're
what
a
about-
model.
No, but what about like the fact that like let's say you were not a skinny guy in high school, but average,
Mm-hmm.
and then throughout your 20s to your 30s you maybe gained a little bit of weight, and now you're lost all this weight, and you have like loose hanging skin. Like,
Okay.
wouldn't you want to get plastic surgery and get rid of that?
I would
Like,
kind of consider that more like reconstructive because you just have a bunch of flappy
it's
skin
still
from
plastic
losing
surgery.
fat. Yeah. Well, it's not. Is it plastic surgery?
Yeah.
It falls under the
Yeah.
umbrella.
Yeah.
Because I mean, plastic surgery
Just
was
tummy
invented
tucks.
like what back in World War I and World War II for reconstructive purposes, and then they get into like cosmetic plastic surgery,
Yeah.
which is when you think of plastic surgery, you think of cosmetic, but either way, I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, so we didn't ask you. I don't know if you're comfortable, but did you have any work done? at
Oh,
all?
yeah, I didn't answer. I was like, wait, what? No work done.
Injections?
Injections, yes. I get Xeomin, which is like a neurotoxin. It's kind of like Botox.
Okay.
I get about 50 units of that. Most of it is on my crow's feet right here, my 11s, and then like I'm very expressive, so
Oh, yeah.
But the rest of the units, I get them in like areas right here on my forehead because I get headaches a lot. So that's where like probably I would say maybe 20 units of the 50 goes in.
See, my God, I'm telling you, I'm getting it done. I'm getting it
And
done.
like Xeomin is so much. I personally, for me, like if
I'm
you've never had
crazy
Botox
expressive.
before,
Never.
Like Xeomin, I think is a really great like introduction to
Price
the
point- is
neurotoxin.
the price point the same?
No, it's a little bit less. And the way that it metabolizes in your system. No, yeah. And then like a bunch of places have like really good. I'm a rewards girl. I'm a points girl.
Nice.
Like I got $140 off my last treatment, and I was like,
Nice.
might get my lips done too, but no. I actually got my lips dissolved.
I
When I
see.
moved to Vegas in 2017, I started seeing everybody like having lips and everything. And for me, like it wasn't a social media thing. It was more so like everybody in the industry that I'm around had injections, had their boobs done, had their butts done, had, like filler on their face. And I was like, oh my gosh, I think I need to get this in order to be
blend
at the
in.
standards
Right.
of these people that I'm working with. And then I ended up getting, I think it was like early 2019 is when I first got my first syringe of lip filler, and I loved it. I freaking loved it. And then went and got like my second syringe like late 2020. I had a little bit of time in between because the doctor was like, no, your lips need to like expand a little bit so we can
Right.
put more in. And then I felt like I looked like a freaking bimbo.
Really?
Yeah, I had
You
red
have nice,
hair.
yeah, you have nice ass lips already.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. I just want my lips to match my big ass nose.
Girl, that is like literally what I freaking told the doctor because I want a nose job so bad. Like that is, if I can get one thing done, it's a nose job. And that is my biggest insecurity.
These guys thought last time, I was like, they're like, what kind of plastic surgery would you get if you could? And I was like, oh, they're like nose job.
Did we say that?
I think
That wasn't us, dog.
Dylan or Savage. It was
You
us?
guys, I was like, there's work.
Which
that
episode?
the one that got fucked up.
Oh, yeah, we can't.
Bullshit. She's putting words in our fucking mouth. She's full of shit.
I said, what did I say? I was like, yeah, I've always thought about getting some work done. Like what? Like your nose? Like what? And then I said, what? You said that's the most common thing a woman
It
wants to get
is.
done.
It
Oh, yeah, wait, it sound like we're calling you out.
I thought it would have been boobs.
No, rhinoplasty is one of the most, I think, like on the top 3 or top something.
Dude,
the
it
most
is-
common.
okay,
That and boobs, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. And you guys just agreed to the fucking,
Well, I have a big. Well, you guys have little noses.
I know,
don't
you
what
guys
it's
have like great looking
talking
noses.
about? You have a nice
like.
nose.
I have a big
You have a nice
nose.
nose too. What are you talking about?
see, perspective.
no,
Let me
Perspective.
There's
I
not-
see
yeah,
it
but
from
it's
this
not like
side.
the
Yeah, you guys are
cute-
nice. You guys are fine. Jesus, I see.
Look at the
way-
camera. I'm like,
I got the
I've
bump
seen-
in my nose.
I've seen horrible noses. Your
Me
noses
too.
are like very manageable.
Yeah, I don't have
right?
like a
Yeah.
very magical.
manageable.
Oh, I was like, am I like a unicorn with my unicorn?
unicorn horns.
Freaking.
Hey, you said it, not me.
No, I think like it's such a thing to have like a cute little button nose nowadays, and it's like the model aesthetic.
Yeah.
Everyone's gonna start.
I don't necessarily want a button nose. I just want them to shave down this hideous bump that I got when some kid kicked me in the face when I was like 3 years old.
Girl, yep.
Vendetta.
Yep.
I'll never let
Got
that
you in
go.
the face too.
No, I got a bar, like something hit my nose, like when I was probably like 4 years old. I was being stupid actually. And I was trying to do like a pull up on something, and the bar came down and like straight.
Oh fuck.
Oh shit.
I want to see that fail video.
I was like 4. I don't even think that was like a thing back then. We didn't have cell phones like that. You know?
There was no chive. There was no chive. There was no chive then.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Shit out of luck, you guys.
Yeah, but I know like when it comes to noses, it like in the Middle East, it's a huge procedure.
Turkey.
Yeah.
Number 1, right? Rhinoplasty capital in the world.
They like cut it open. They peel back your nose. Isn't that gross?
Even though like Iran's like a huge place, like the Persian girls, because they have like bigger noses.
I got over the nose thing though. Like I've just come to terms with that.
Well, even when you do your nose, you have to do your chin too, right?
Wait, really?
No, not if you're making your nose smaller.
Yeah.
I thought because it like balances the profile of your face.
Yeah, but my chin is small.
Yeah.
And my nose
I don't
is big.
know. I just watched like a YouTube video.
Yeah, there's like
Yeah.
a thing that like
They do like the measurements, I think.
'cause
And
yeah.
they'll suggest
That's
it.
probably what they do, just sell you to get more
Yeah, they
money.
do. They say, are you, that, it's just like I'm saying, like they're like, oh, you got your boobies done. Okay,
Yeah.
here's like, I literally was like $300 credit.
I was watching this one video about plastic surgery too, and they're saying like she walked into the office and they're like, oh yeah, you got to fix this, and like just pointing out a bunch of shit on her.
fucking savage.
And like she didn't look, and
Yeah,
she didn't look.
when I went to get my lips done, the guy was like, "Oh, you have such a beautiful face." And as he was doing my lips, he's like, "All we have to do now is like if we put a little filler here and make your cheeks a little bit more prominent because you have a beautiful cheek like jawline structure." And I was like, "I didn't come in here for like your opinion.
Yeah,
like, it's like
I came in here for
mean.
one thing, and then you're telling me I need to get injections in my cheeks now."
Yeah, it's like a very
And
common thing that they.
the Botox hit me because I was like, I know, man, I know. he was like, just a Botox right here. I was like, don't
it's
make
like-
me
Wait,
cry.
he told you he need
I needed Botox here, and I should get injections in my cheeks.
I don't like that.
Yeah, from the video I was
Yeah.
watching, it was like
Oh,
very
fucked
common
up.
practice. Like they would specifically pick on the girl because they know they have insecurities.
Yeah.
And be like, oh, they only want like something simple done originally when they walk in, and next thing you know, they're sold on like a whole fucking like facial reconstruction shit,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah, so
That's terrible.
I want to go back to something real quick. So what's the procedure for you guys when you guys step into that? Are you guys like doing it like research before you go in, or are you just gonna go straight to the doctors?
No, definitely. For me, like when I got my lips done, I looked at a bunch of doctors in the area, a bunch of injectors, and I was like, let me see how like the transition photos of somebody who has similar lips to mine to what I want to achieve. And then also like I would like to see videos of them injecting. And this is something that I learned after my second syringe.
Okay.
It's better to inject down versus injecting up because the filler can migrate. And that was the issue is with me as to why I got my lips dissolved. My filler was migrating. It was casting a shadow. It just, it didn't look good. So that's for me. I'm like where I do my research. As far as Botox goes, like it's tough because it's everybody like your face, you know, like and how you pull, it's so different. But I think for me, it's like I want to look at before and after pictures, but I also want to see their process of injecting. Like, are you going like there's like a machine that like scans your face and can see the nerves.
Oh, wow.
Right. Yeah. It's so cool so that they don't inject in the wrong place. It's really awesome. And I want to see like, okay, how are you injecting? Like, what are you telling me? Are you telling me I need it everywhere? Like, I feel like a consultation is much better than just being like, okay, this is what I want. Because you might not even know what you want.
Right.
Yeah.
That makes
I know.
sense. So you're basically doing your research ahead of
Yes.
time. Are you searching up like doctor reviews and stuff too? Or are you just kind of like
Yes and no. I think that for me personally, like having somebody that I'm comfortable with and that gives me really good bedside manner is so important. Because if if I'm treated like I'm another dollar sign or if I'm another, you know, whatever, like no, I'm never coming back to that place.
yeah, so like what Amber was saying, like that would be like a huge turn.
Huge, like immediate huge red flag. Like during 2020 when, you know, the pandemic hit and plastic surgery offices were still open here in Vegas, like I did want to get my boobs
wild.
done. Yeah. They were open. They were doing, you know, I mean, everybody was getting like what, $1,000 a week. Like
Yeah, there were-
I read that. Yeah.
Yeah, during COVID, there was a huge influx and like increase in like
Yes,
even after
plastic surgeries and
versus
stuff like
after.
that. Yeah.
that was the time that one, you could get it and not go to work. Essentially, you were paid for being home.
Yeah.
But then all the recovery period, but then also everybody kept looking at themselves in the mirror every day. You were home all day. You were looking at yourself. You were picking at yourself. And it's like, ooh.
Well, not just the mirrors. They also does Zoom calls and meetings.
Oh,
Everyone
yes.
has been going
Yes.
through. You know, you constantly see yourself in the face. And
Yep.
You're not doing anything else.
Yep.
That's funny.
You
That's
know?
when I got my boobs done. Not,
COVID?
but it was coincidental. It wasn't because.
Oh, I see. But it probably played into it because you had like downtime.
No, it was like right. So I had scheduled my appointment, and then the COVID happened. Like the COVID, the part where they, because I heard about, you heard about it. It was all the shit happening on the East Coast, and I was like, whatever. I had already done all my research, already had my consultation, and then I scheduled the actual like appointment, and then everything shut down.
Damn.
And then they called me, and we had to like rebook at a different time until like further notice, until they knew what was going on. And I had to wait. And then I was like, this is perfect because now I don't have to take time off work.
Right.
I was like, this kind of
It kind of just played out.
The tragedy of the world happened at a perfect time for me. But
you got some titties after that.
yeah, and I had all that time to recover.
Wait, so when you went in for your initial consult, did you do research for your doctor, or was it kind of like a word of mouth?
I talked to a lot of people I knew that had it done. And honestly, I was in Montana, so there wasn't that many options.
Oh, I see.
So it wasn't like a million doctors. And I went to somebody that was a reconstructive surgeon. So basically his whole background was people that were like in traumatic car accidents and stuff like that. And he made their face look better. So he had like a lot of skill in
to make it,
yeah. And then when I went in, the doctor who did my breast augmentation, he was really cool. He measured me and everything, and he talked me through it, and he really gave me some good advice. He asked me like, what did I want to get out of it? And I was like, I still want to be able to work out and box, and I don't want them to get in the way, but I want them to look like as natural as we can possibly get them to look.
So you were like, I want sports mode titties.
Sports, yeah. I was like, I want to be able to do like push-ups without them just getting in the way.
Yeah. Nice.
That's what a lot of women talk about that have their boobs done, that they're like, I can't work out anymore.
Yep.
I can't do this. I can't lift certain things.
I can't work out as aggressively as I used to, but that's only because we did under the muscle. They gave me all the warnings. They really talked through everything. He said certain movements might be a struggle going forward, just altogether. Cause like I used to bench 135 really easy.
Damn.
And now I can, but it's like one set of 3 kind of thing.
I'm trying to picture.
Can you show me your muscles? I'm like, damn, girl.
She got some guns.
I thought she said, can you show me your titties? Like, hell yeah.
I mean, show me your titties, but like, show me your muscles.
The thing about my boobs is everybody actually thinks they're real, which I'm really happy about. But there's a part of me that wishes I went like a little bigger.
Yeah, that's always the regret.
But to me, it's not worth. So like to upsize, to like change out your size, it's half the price. Okay. But I spent $6,300 on my boobs all myself. I didn't have a boy pay for them. Okay. So to upsize, it would cost like $3,000 almost.
Oh, wow.
Wait, what do you mean? Like to do a revision?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Like to like go, well, like if there was a mistake or something, if it's something that they did, it's fine. But if you're just like, I want bigger boobies, they're like, they'll charge you for it.
That's so interesting. Cause like my friend got her breast, like not like, what do you call it? The augmentation. She got her breast augmentation done for the second time, and it was like literally almost $18,000.
Jesus.
Because they had to take out her old implants.
Damn.
Put in the new ones.
My doctor was like, just he when I talked, because I specifically asked them that, I was like, if we take them out, like if I go change size, what's the price? And again, this is in Montana, but they said like,
really?
Yeah, it was like going to be $3,500 or something like that.
She should have gone to Montana. Freaking.
And he did great. Like I said, everything was proportioned.
Well, they
measured like nipple to nipple just to make sure everything would be symmetrical.
What?
Loved it. Yeah.
Oh yeah, when you go in for like a breast like consult,
sure.
They measure like how far your nipples are from like here to here and then here to here, just to make sure they're put, because sometimes they'll have to put in like one larger implant on the left and on the right.
That makes sense. Are you familiar with what is it called? The 45-55? Do they do that? Do they follow that?
I have no idea what that is.
What is that?
It's like the perfect boob angle. I guess like
no, because they give you a choice.
Yeah.
So the boob angle is like so you get low profile, moderate, or high profile.
Teardrop, like.
Oh yeah, it's basically the teardrop. It's basically like that natural teardrop look.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like the perfect boobies.
But you have to be careful. There's just so much to getting.
Yeah.
There's like insane amount of research. There's so much to it. Like I went, like for instance, it's like I went moderate because I had like a wider chest, and they'll tell you that too when they do like your measurements.
Yeah, because I can't imagine.
If you do a high profile, it comes out, it sticks out more and it holds up more, but it's usually like narrower.
Is that more like the silicone or saline bags, like the bimbo?
I don't think anybody does saline bags anymore.
You know what I'm talking about though?
Oh my god.
Well, it's no, yeah.
It is, right?
Some people do saline bags, not saline bags, saline implants, if they want that quote unquote more natural look. But like it's been proven that saline just like isn't good anymore. It causes rippling. Like eventually
There's a chance of popping.
it is exactly like imagine that your titties pop and it's just deflated.
Speaking of titties popping, I have something that I saw. Mary Magdalene, I think I'm saying that right. Do you know who the girl I'm talking about? I'm gonna like just pass this around really quick so you can see. She does like into extreme
Jesus.
like, so she was
Oh, yeah.
That's like
She's
a
here in
fucking
Vegas.
watermelon.
one of her boobs popped.
Isn't she in
Look at-
Vegas?
I don't know, but because how they explained it was breast implants only go up to a certain amount of cc's,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So to get her size, they took the biggest cc you could and kept injecting the solution into it until it got to like a point where it was so stretched out, her left titty popped.
Oh shit.
So now
While
she
she was
has
in
this
surgery?
no, just recently. So now she has this massive uniboob. I'm not kidding you.
Oh my god.
I almost spit my drink out. Then I'm gonna try to find this picture. And they did like a whole interview with her now because it's causing like a bunch of problems because she went so massive that like now there's so much extra skin because it's been stretched out over the years, and they're asking her what she plans on doing, and she wants to go back to her normal size because it just caused so much issues.
That's never gonna like.
There's no way.
She is gonna look so.
They're gonna have to like cut skin or okay.
Because like look at her tattoos.
Is it gonna be like a titty wipe out?
Shut the. Oh my
She has,
Holy
like,
shit.
she has the equivalent of like 2 liters of liquid in her. That's per boob. It's like they said something like 2 liters per boob of liquid in her
Jesus.
breasts.
Wow.
How does
Not just-
somebody okay? First of all, how does somebody live with breasts like that? Like
It's that extra like. Do you know how like some people just love living in the extreme?
yeah, but like how do you sleep? How do you drive? How do you? Like,
How do you hug anybody?
how do you,
Do you never feel human affection ever again?
I mean, whoever's
No.
hugging her feels human affection. I'm sure. Just
I'd just go between
nothing
them.
but titties.
I just go
titties.
between them. Yeah.
You can like squat those titties, you know, like put them over your shoulder.
Hell yeah.
did she get it done overseas? Do you think? Because I know it's like a lot of people.
I don't know. I didn't read a lot of the details. They were like talking about how like almost dangerous it is to just do extremes like that, where it's just wild.
Because you look at her, you're like she definitely had like either BBL or like
She's
extreme
had an
lipo.
insane amount of work done.
You
She's
know.
had her lips, her everything.
Yeah.
Lips, butt, hips. You saw the full body picture. She's like the weirdest looking
Yeah, the
hips I've ever
hips is
seen in my
like-
life.
Yeah.
It just looks so botched. And the weird part is she still loves it. Like she still is just totally cool with it.
Yeah.
I feel like after a certain point in your mind, there's just something that clicks, you know?
I think it becomes an addiction. You know what I
I
mean?
mean, they say like once you start realizing that you can like modify parts of your body to look how you want, it becomes a thing of like you're just never satisfied.
It's kind of like tattoos. in a
Or
way,
like the
though.
gym.
You know what I mean?
It's like the gym world too.
that makes sense. Body
Yeah, like-
dysmorphia.
Body dysmorphia is a huge part of, I think, plastic surgery, like we all talked about before.
Yeah.
But that's wild though, to have like the illusion when you're looking at yourself that it's like that you're, ooh, I don't know. I try to go as like all natural as possible, and I try to talk myself out of doing stuff because
Yeah.
I think I would be one of those people that, not that I would get carried away and look excessive, but I look at the price point more and
Yeah.
I'm like, is it really worth it? So like, what was the thing that I was reading about? It was talking about,
So you're not going to do the Botox.
no, I'm going to do the Botox. I'm kidding.
I'll give you a really great injector that has like good deals.
Yeah, I'm gonna end up
got
doing.
you.
Listen.
got the
okay?
plug.
I'm gonna I gotta get this done. I have such like an expressive face, and that's why people sometimes are like, "You look angry," and I'll just be sitting there like this, and I was like, "I'm not angry," and it's like this look, and
Yeah.
everyone's like, "You look pissed," and I was like, "I'm not though."
I love my expressive face. I don't give a fuck.
But what was I
You,
saying?
you can still have an expressive face with neurotoxins,
Let me
like
see
with
it. Let me see it. Let me
Botox.
see it.
Yeah, not like the first. Yeah, but it's like the first day or so, sure. But
I think of that one movie. You remember the guy who's trying to get the straw? I forgot what it was. A comedy movie.
Oh,
He's
yeah,
like-
yeah.
and then he's like, "I'm laughing."
No, that's like to the extreme.
Yeah, that's
That's
extreme.
like almost
Like
halfway
if
botched
you
work.
go to a good injector, they are going to make you look as natural as possible, and that is the goal.
Yeah.
That is literally the goal.
So are you like a membership girl? Like you have like a membership with the med spa, or how's that?
I'm
work?
not. No, I'm very loyal to my esthetician, to my injector.
Nice.
I've been with my esthetician for about 4 years now, and I owe her my life because I had really bad acne growing up.
Really?
And like the treatment that she put me on, the creams and everything, the micro needling, the secret RF, the hydrofacials, like I'm so happy with where my skin is now. And of course, diet has a lot to do with it.
Facts.
But the fact that she was able to do that for me, I'm like, yes. But I'm not a membership girl.
I need
I'm
to
a
be
points
there.
girl.
I need to be there. I think I was so blessed as a kid to like, I could rub dirt in my face and I wouldn't have acne.
Damn.
Like it just
Aren't
didn't
you
matter.
lucky?
Yeah.
Well, you did state that you were a facial kind of girl last time we were discussing.
I've had like 2 facials my entire life.
Oh, I'm not talking about that one.
Shut up.
She said
Rub it in that organic serum.
Yeah, baby.
Well, actually, it's actually good for your skin. We've talked about this last time, but if you let it actually dry on your
Yeah.
face, it's
I'd
actually
eat it
good
rather
for
than let it get in my skin.
yeah,
That's nutrition.
so you're-
that's still getting nutrition.
Listen,
Protein.
listen.
Wow, I come from a married woman.
Well,
I don't. Never mind.
she has the same source. She gets hers sourced farm fresh from the home.
Yeah, baby.
Okay.
You gotta go find hubby then. So you get the farm fresh
right.
stores, organic
Yeah.
Every day.
farmers market.
No.
It's like having a chicken. It's like having a chicken in your yard. You get fresh eggs.
Fresh cock. Oh, sorry.
Jesus. Holy shit.
Wow.
Okay, no.
I mean eggs.
Question for you guys though. Like, if you guys had the option to go and get facials every month, would you do it?
Yeah, for sure.
Why not? Why don't you do it?
I would too.
I don't know. I think it just comes down to the point of like, as a man, it's not really important, and it's not like there's not like a huge driving factor for guys.
Okay.
Right? Like for us guys, we can wash our face with bar soap. And
Yeah,
fine.
it's stupid.
You know what I mean?
Like I hate that about
I
y'all.
don't. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think it's just for us. It's for majority of men. It's not just really a priority. I don't think.
like
For me,
what's-
it's a price point issue. So like when I was doing the research,
That makes sense.
they were talking about like I would love to get facials all the time, but they started to some of the articles I was reading started to go into like the difference between how all these surgical and non-surgical ways to take care of yourself and to reverse aging has made like the disparity between the rich and the poor, the ugly and the pretty, like that much greater.
Yeah.
And like maintenance alone can run an average woman up to $1,000 a month.
No, that's true though. 'Cause
Maintenance, and that's not including any tweaking surgery. So like the thing was
Yeah.
maintenance would be hairs, nail, eyebrows, lashes, teeth, and then anything tweaking would be like injectables and surgeries and facials, like chemical peels.
No, for sure. And this brings up a really good point of why guys need to make money. Like you look at like the 1% guys, and all the guys, the 1%ers, they're dating the most beautiful women because of that.
Because they're
fact.
paying for
because they
their
can
shit to get
afford
done.
they can afford those women.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But those women can't afford themselves.
Well, that's why they find high value men that, you know, make
But like
fucking millions of dollars a year.
So this is you said high value men, right?
Yeah.
So what if a woman isn't pretty before all of the plastic surgery,
Then
whatever?
how does she get a
yeah,
fucking
how is she
value
gonna
man if she's smart and beautiful and in her
Yeah.
heart?
like how is she gonna reach that level where she can have a high value man if she's not herself like a 10?
To add to that, how does she reach that without being like a gold digging girl that's like using men for money to get pretty and shit like that? How would she find somebody?
Right nowadays, like men are like, oh my God, women in the workforce ruining everything. So like me personally, I work fucking hard.
Yeah.
I grind and I take care of all my surgeries, right? Like surgeries. I take all of my facials, all of my like expenses like that. I don't expect my husband to take care of that.
Oh, nice.
One of them, mainly because I'm doing it for me. I'm not doing it for him. It's my own self-esteem that I want to boost. And it's not, he could care less if literally I had wrinkles or acne or
That's true.
He could care less.
I hear that from a lot of men when I talk
know?
about the work that I want done, and they're like, "Why?
Yeah.
Why does it matter?"
Yeah, because there's some guys just don't care about that. To answer your question, right? How do women who who can't afford those procedures get a high value man? It's just it's more than that. It's not about just the looks, right? It's how she takes
So
care.
then, why do high value men care about it?
It's not that. It's because they have more exposure to those women and they're able to afford those women. So those women are more likely to date those kind of guys because they know, hey, this guy can actually pay for all the shit that needs to be.
Wait.
But wait a second,
Real quick. What's your definition? What's your definition of a high value man?
Who's going first? Amber, you go.
Yeah, Amber, you go first.
A high value, in my opinion, a high value person, because it can go both ways. Okay, is somebody that obviously works at their craft. But like the biggest part is like a high value has integrity, has the ability to bring out the best in people, like push people, push themselves, etc.
Okay.
Is like and works toward a legacy for their family, for themselves, for their future, so that their family has like something to carry on with. You know what I mean? That's high value to me.
Okay.
And what about you?
Literally, you could not have said it better. Like it's literally, it's not about finances. It's not about like what you have. It's not about that. It's about your morals. It's about, are you a good person inside? Like, a high value man can be poor as dirt. It does not matter.
Well, then,
like
see, that
finances do not
But
matter.
I think the reality of it is if you have those, like the integrity, the morals and stuff like that, it turns out in your favor regardless. If you're working at your craft, if you have integrity and morals, you end up getting like
More money.
Yeah, you do. It just comes to you, not like just magically, but I mean through the work.
But it's also like the word high value man is so overused nowadays. And I think people don't really, first of all, I mean, a high value man, right? Like having good morals, that already makes you high value.
Well, see, that's why I want to break it down, because like that type of high value man won't really care.
Right.
You know, he's not gonna be like, you know, like what the traditional, well, not traditional, but what the modern term high value, what everyone's trying to push
But like,
out. Like,
who
I mean,
made that
you know.
definition though? Who made the definition of a high value man? Is
Some
somebody,
rich guy like
probably.
Blazarian,
No. It was
Goggins.
God, fucking what's his name? The dude that just passed away. The black dude.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. Okay.
The black dude.
Who like hates on women
He doesn't
secretly.
not hate
Sometimes he
women.
does. Sometimes his
No,
videos
he
are
doesn't.
he makes good points.
Jordan Peterson, right?
No.
That's a white dude.
Sorry, man.
And he's definitely still alive. First of all, he's
It
not
was
a
something
first of all,
Smith, right?
Jordan
Yeah.
Peterson is not a white dude. He is a Canadian, and they are their own species. Okay.
Every time I see a video of him, he's always tearing up.
Yeah, I love that man. He's a national treasure, and he doesn't even live in America. Okay, leave him alone.
Do you guys consider yourselves to be high value men?
Oh, Kevin Samuels is who
Yeah,
it is.
Kevin Manuel.
Oh, I love how he avoided the question.
I was researching
do.
it. What
Yeah.
Yeah, I do. If we
Okay.
consider ourselves high value,
Can you talk in the mic?
if we consider ourselves high value,
Oh, yes.
I said
do.
yeah.
Okay, so why do you consider yourself a high value man?
I would say my morals, my head's straight on, my head's on straight for the most part, you know, and just the way I outlook on life and stuff like that. You know, financials, I'm still not exactly where I want to be, but I'm building it up to that point. You know,
But to you, it's like you yourself consider.
yeah, because I don't
Yeah.
try to cause harm to people on purpose or anything like that. You know,
There you go, high value man.
Yeah.
Like you're a good person.
See, that's up to you. Like everybody has a different definition of a high value man, high value woman, whatever it is. I think what it is you can't really coin yourself that. I think people have to look at you as that person. They have to give you that title, right? Like you don't just become the CEO and just say, "Oh, I'm the fucking CEO."
I mean, if you create a business, you're the.
Yeah, you're technically the CEO, but like there's a different attitude of how you're supposed to approach that position, right? Like if you're talking about being having integrity, you're having morals, you're just like somebody who's not going to talk down on another person, right? Then I think people will just recognize that you're just a high value person. This is how you treat other people.
Yeah, I think when it comes down to it, though, I don't think that the beauty standard has anything to do with high value at all. Like nothing.
I'm not.
I think
I think you're misunderstanding what I said. What I'm saying is like the women that are into that
Yeah.
lifestyle of like getting procedures done and stuff like that. They're more likely to be with men that have that type of money,
Yeah.
right? And the high value men. I mean,
But
I
in
guess,
a way, those types of not all, because I don't want to just lump it, because obviously I want work done, and obviously I think it's okay to get plastic surgery done to an extent. Obviously there's extremes and stuff, but I think a lot of the time those women that are in that environment that are constantly getting work done have some, they're using it. The thing that I read earlier was like basically cosmetic surgery now is the new like Louis Vuitton bag. So like it's nothing more than a status symbol. So it's saying like I have money, I have class, I have status.
I don't want to go into this because it can go deep.
Oh
Yeah, no, I know what you're talking about. 'Cause
Okay.
I did so much reading on this particular subject and how it goes back, like, I mean, eons into like human civilization.
Yeah,
how
because
the hierarchy-
beauty, yeah, like Cleopatra, she was the queen of beauty, pretty much.
Yeah.
She set the beauty term, like.
in that era,
Yeah.
and it's always like.
But
slowly
guess what
changed.
though? Beauty was the currency of a woman, though. She was the most.
Still is.
It still is.
That's what I'm
absolutely.
saying. So like, beauty is very important for a man and a woman. You know what I mean? Like, why is a man not going to exchange his currency of like being a hardworking man and earning all of this money or whatever, and then not trade it for a beautiful woman? It doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
But I think you. So my question was, for you guys, how does a woman who is not naturally beautiful intermingle with these
Yeah,
men
make
who
herself
have
stand
money?
Oh, okay. Well,
Like how does somebody get to that if, like let's say average girl from middle of nowhere, right?
It's
Maybe
easy.
comes out to
I think you guys are making it much harder.
no,
than what it
but
is.
listen, like girl, maybe isn't like your typical Vegas or LA girl, right? Comes to a city like this where high value men
Right.
are always around. do you really think that the high value man is going to gravitate towards her, or a supermodel who has extensions, lashes, nails, teeth done, Botox, lips? Like, you know, like how does that woman get to that
All right, I'm going to answer this. So a woman who is from the middle of nowhere probably has
Well,
more.
hold on. Let's take out the middle of nowhere. I'm just
Okay,
saying, like,
okay, well-
you know, not a California, LA girl.
Okay, gotcha. So she just doesn't fit into the scene, right? So I think there's so many different ways to go about it. She can literally, like we talk about this all the time, if she were just visiting, she could probably just walk into it. It just depends on how young she is, right? Let's say she's on the younger spectrum, because I know this is going to lead into ageism. But if she was younger,
What the hell is ageism? It's like a made up.
these
That's a
words.
made up word. That's a made up
Hold
word.
on, dude.
The
You're
manosphere, all
Sorry.
these fucking.
no, because we went into the. I'll explain everything. But okay,
Sexism and racism and everything else is just
No, there's ages.
normal.
now
shit.
there is.
Now there's ages.
I don't
now.
believe this is the same shit about like fat shaming and stuff. Look at you guys. Fat people are fat. Old people are old.
Hey,
okay?
hey, we had the last discussion we had. Some girls were saying that there was grooming involved, so that's why there's ageism. Okay, we'll talk about that.
Okay.
We'll
Let
get-
me.
we'll get-
I
we'll
get
get-
what you're
we'll get
saying.
there, we'll
Anyway,
get
get
there.
back
Let's
to
answer
your.
the first
No,
question.
yeah, let's.
No,
We're all over the place right now. Okay, so as a woman, I think it just depends on her age, right? If she's out here and she's young, innocent, whatever, men are just going to naturally gravitate towards that. It doesn't matter if there's a hot chick, whatever. What I'm saying is like the hot model, she's going to know that this guy's going to be able to take care of me and that I'm going to be able to get his attention way quicker than she can. Because what can she do? But here's the one way that I think she could get in. Let's say she moved here, she's trying to make a life, and she wants to date a high value man like a doctor or a lawyer. She just needs to go and get into that work position. Maybe she needs to become the receptionist girl or the paralegal, because they end up being with those type of women anyways.
But like, look at like the doctor's offices and the like lawyers' offices. All those girls are already.
Exactly.
Some of the that's the other thing that
that's
drives
what
me
I'm
crazy
saying.
about that situation though is you say that. So like the model sees the guy who has the money and then says he can take care of me, so goes after him, and then the guy obviously goes for it, right? But then you have this male narrative that's I hate gold diggers, I prefer all natural women. So it's true.
It is.
And I hear it all the time.
I know it's true.
But the reality is they don't prefer an all natural woman because that's not what they end up going for. And then they want to complain about
There's a
gold
trade-off.
digger, and then they complain about gold diggers, but they go for the girl that mostly wants to be with them, not because she might be the smartest in the room, but because she's the prettiest on his arm.
Yeah, it's because the beauty is currency.
Okay,
And
but
it's
then
'cause
so
when our-
how can
it's
you
'cause-
how can you have that double standard?
Because when our dicks go up, our IQs go down.
Right, but that's not an excuse.
It's true though.
That's
It
not
legitimately
but that's
is
not
true
an
though.
excuse to have a certain
not an
standard.
excuse, it's just how our brains are
that's not an
wired. If our
excuse to
dicks go up-
it's not an excuse to have a certain standard and then complain about it.
Man, I don't know, man.
And I think,
And you say women are complicated.
Whoa.
You want an all natural girl that gets work done, that looks pretty but doesn't look too botched, that wants you for your money, but also like sets off these
but
airs
then-
that she like respects
It is
you.
more-
Like, like,
This topic is going fucking. Wait, let me target something real quick, okay? Because I want to talk about this. Why do women get surgery?
I think women get it for themselves.
No.
Yeah, you don't think so?
No.
No, you think women get it from men?
No, I think it's one of those like social epidemics. So they have like
Everything.
So they have the transition of beauty standards throughout time, like I said before. And like for instance, it's like the purse, it's the social status, and social status is everything. Pretty people in today's society. What was the statistic?
privilege?
It is pretty privilege. They say like women, 20% of women, like the prettier women, get paid more. They get jobs that pay higher. They get callbacks more often.
Women with bigger breasts to get
Yeah,
bigger tips.
they get better jobs. It's like it's not a huge margin, but it's enough of a margin to be noticeable.
But is that like what he said? It comes with age. Like, do you feel like the younger
I
girls
think no,
like, do
because
it for
it's-
themselves and the older ladies do it to
well, the
like,
funny thing is, when the younger girls do it, they actually end up looking older. So when the younger girls start getting surgery, from the research that I looked up, they actually end up looking older than their actual ages. And then as the older women get surgeries, they actually end up looking younger. So
Yeah,
it's like
that's
kind of like a
what-
vice
yeah.
versa.
It's because of the target of the.
Well,
the-
also
they
it's
wanna-
the,
yeah, exactly.
It's like the disparity between how you get your plastic surgery. So like when I said that it's creating a bigger rift between a higher social status and a lower social status is because the girls that don't have money, they want work done. They say there's a huge influx of girls going to cheaper locations, to like overseas, getting botched work, coming back with overly big butts, huge lips and stuff like that. That's a lower class woman, and it shows because the higher class you actually are, the more naturally you end up looking because you're putting out of pocket more money. So it's like creating this huge divide between like, this girl looks amazing because she can afford amazing work, and this girl looks botched because she can't. And then it's creating like this social standard of, you know what I mean?
So then in a way you kind of answered your own question, like why these high value men are going for these type of women, because they have the ability to look more natural.
Yeah.
So how would you be able to tell?
So you're just saying money chases money then?
Yeah, exactly. So how's a high value guy able to tell?
If a high value person is somebody that just has good integrity and moral standing, if that's high value, so why would you go after a girl just because she has money?
But you don't know she has money.
You don't.
Well, obviously she does if she has really good work.
Well,
done,
how do you? If she has really good work done, then she looks natural. You just answered it. You won't know.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
I'm saying if you put a girl that has high plastic surgery right next to a girl who doesn't have any plastic surgery, and the girl who spent a lot of money to look natural as fuck but look pretty, who's the high guy gonna go? We are attracted to
what you imagine is natural. Yes.
Yeah. So we're visual. So we're like, okay, well, she looks natural to our eyes, right? So we're gonna go talk to her compared to the girl who has no surgery, and then after we get to know her a little bit longer, oh, now we're finding out she's a gold digger. She's all fake, blah 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 blah, and then at that point you might be too late because she might be
natural plastic surgery means you're a fucking gold digger.
No, but it's just an example.
No, I get it. It's the money thing, but that's what I'm saying. That's like that's why the huge disparity of like plastic surgery is becoming this huge thing. That's a giant like charade. That it's the new status symbol, like being able to get amazing work done. And like fool everybody.
Think about it. Well, look at Hollywood. Do you ever see an ugly an unattractive actress? Or
Sometimes, yeah.
When?
When they're first
I'm not gonna
out.
like name call people that I find unattractive.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But what happens? What happens as they get further down
I
their
know.
career?
It's that meme that's going around. It's I'm not ugly, I'm just poor.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
It's becoming like the reality of the world.
Right. So
Let me look at Kylie Jenner.
I know that's a fact. That's a fact. I've seen those pictures.
Yes,
True.
I followed like the Kardashians and the Jenners from when they first started out.
Yeah,
What
they
was
were
it, like
not
2012 or whenever it was? You know, it's been years.
it
and
was
like
early before Instagram for sure.
and it was like, yeah, Kim was always
I mean, another good example is who's that older lady who just got on Sports Illustrated?
The trans?
No, it was a chick, an older chick, Martha Stewart.
Martha Stewart. How did you forget who Martha Stewart is?
Martha Stewart.
She's Snoop Dogg's homie.
Yeah, like Martha Stewart.
OG.
Like if you look at her, she does not look like her age range of what normal people her age range looks like. And that just shows it money.
But then again, it's like, you know, obviously plastic surgery, but the core of it is if these women don't have money, taking care of your skin goes such a long way.
For sure. That's why estheticians are important.
I
Oh
try
my
to do
gosh.
all natural now. Like I'm definitely like a makeup minimalist, and I've been investing more money in creams and like vitamin C serums and everything like that.
If you like ask anybody that like knows me personally, the only time they will see me with a full face of makeup like this is when I'm coming on to something like this. If not even when I'm out on the streets, like doing
try not
street
to.
interviews, like because I know I'm gonna be out there, I'm gonna be sweating in the nightclub sometimes, like minimal,
Really?
like absolutely minimal, because one, it's dark.
That's true.
But like every single day, like the most important thing is washing my face, getting my serums on, getting my moisturizer, SPF. I'm good. I'm set.
and your face and stuff.
And
It's
it's-
honestly, the
you
more I've done
glow.
it, yeah, that one.
Oh my
The more you
gosh.
just make sure your skin's like nice and dewy. Remember I came in one time and you guys were like, you look so like refreshed lately. And I've just
It was like you masturbated.
I've been I've been buying more. Yeah, I've been like investing money, $80 face creams.
Yeah,
like weird
medical
shit
grade
like that.
skincare. Like, don't overlook that.
Instead of going and you say wow, but it's like you can go buy foundation that's $60, or you can go buy like, some
hold on.
skin serums that are like $60.
I'm gonna tell you guys something, okay?
Makeup industry is expensive too.
Oh gosh, I hate
Dude,
it.
hold on. I'm Asian,
Yeah.
okay? We grew up with moms that are hardcore about skincare. They didn't wear makeup growing up.
Oh, that's true.
The Asian skincare culture is like what American women should start looking into.
You know, it's the Korean standards of that all beauty industry follows, because the Koreans are hardcore about their natural look.
Yes.
I have a friend who's married to an older woman, and she looks fucking fantastic. She's 20 years older than him, but they look the same fucking age.
Damn.
And when she's here in Vegas visiting me, and like with him, she's always bringing about like around a spray bottle, and she's just spraying her face because she wants to keep it hydrated the whole time. I'm like, what the fuck is your wife doing, bro?
No,
He's like,
hydration,
smart.
SPF, everything.
I like it.
and like trust me, we grew up with Asian parents and we know what it's like.
Yeah, at night I remember like her face would just be covered with a whole bunch of
Yeah, it's
creams
just
and
like
ointments.
yeah, it's just like glowing and like oily, and I'm like, what the fuck?
But that's the thing. Like, I'm sure, like, maybe she's had a little bit of work done, but you start taking care of your skin at a young age, you're not going to need, you know, all the plastic surgery and everything. Oh, the top's coming. The
Getting really
Check out her guns. Check out her guns.
Jesus.
I want to see.
Looking extra.
You always gotta
Give me
flex.
info. God damn.
No, they're
Just for
not.
comparison. Just for comparison.
Holy.
Me too, homie.
Me too, homie. I have nothing. I have a little
Dude,
bit.
your biceps are almost as big as mine.
Nah.
No, they're bigger, huh?
No, you're biased.
Nah,
I should bust out.
Dude, look at that shit. You got guns.
I want to measure. It's like a dick measuring contest.
We can later.
Okay.
If you want.
We're measuring penis sizes?
Yeah.
I might be. I'm trying to lean out now. So.
Are you?
Yeah.
Wait, you were bulking?
I was a little fluff. I was like 163, 164.
Jesus.
Trying to go back down to like 140. That's not the topic we're on, you guys. Change subjects.
Wait, that's insane. That's pretty awesome, actually. I'm at 165, so you want to fight?
Yeah.
We can wrestle.
She could beat the shit out of
Yeah,
you.
she probably could, because I won't hit a woman.
Okay.
But I'll shake the shit out of her, though.
Don't shake your woman, all right?
No, you should shake the shit out of her. Yeah, for sure.
Oh,
Don't hit her.
boy.
Just shake her.
No, but back to the subject, you guys. Let's not put me on
Yeah,
the spot.
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
blushing.
What?
We love
I don't know. I had somebody at EDC while I was bartending try to like, they're like, oh my God, you have to flex every time. You have to flex for us. And it's always some dude. It's always some guy that's like 17 years old or like 21. Damn.
Like a gym bro.
Like it's a little tiny like wannabe gym bro that's just breaking out into, you know what I mean? Like he's just getting into it. Like he just had his first protein shake and maybe his first cycle and he's like,
Well, okay, so let's go back to that. Okay, so the whole beauty standard, women want men who are physically fit, right? Or you guys like the fitness aspect. I'm just saying, you guys don't expect men to get facial surgeries and things like that. You guys would probably want him to be in the gym or somewhat like carry himself, right? I get the chubby chasing thing. I get that too.
I think it depends on the lifestyle the girl has, but also if I was with somebody and they said that they felt insecure enough about something to be wanting or willing to do plastic surgery on it, like why wouldn't I support them? If they're gonna, it's gonna make them feel better. You know, because some guys have like the what is that thing?
The butt chin?
No, the like receding chin. You know what I'm
Oh
talking
yeah,
about?
like, and they put a beard on so that.
And then they do like the and they do like the cosmetic surgery where they
Yeah.
put the whole chin implant on.
Well, have you ever heard of mewing? At all? Mewing?
I have no idea what that is.
It's like a facial exercise or like the jaws or
No, it's
Oh,
an
when
actual,
you're-
it's,
okay,
I'm
yeah,
talking
yeah.
about like it's an actual condition where like your chin, the bone is like small and like and or deteriorating. I don't remember exactly what happens, but like
I think that's probably
your-
from not mewing or doing any facial exercises.
some people are just born like that. I'm telling you, like look like
Mewing, like, can you eat a girl out and do mew?
I mean, that,
Yeah,
def-
you probably do
that
that.
definitely helps out for sure.
Yeah.
no, it's
Do it again.
okay.
How did you do it? Is that how you do it? Have you ever been with a girl?
This is
I
what I'm
have.
talking about.
Hold on. Okay, let's get back to this and we'll get back to that.
And like you're born that way though. Like some people are born without a chin.
Wait, let me see.
Yeah, that's from not mewing.
That's not that you're born that.
No, that's like your facial structure. That's like,
Yeah.
that's certain.
Yeah,
like,
but mewing will actually
No,
it
fix
doesn't
that.
get rid of your jawbone.
it's your physical
It helps your
bone.
muscle.
No, yeah, but
it's
that helps
different.
with like a loose neck or like a kind of a double chin.
Yeah.
But this is like
It's
not
like-
having the bone.
Yeah.
or
Yeah,
the
that's just,
chin.
that looks.
You
that's-
just you're like they're born.
mewing helps out with the jawline.
It's like think about it like a cleft lip. It's like that, but like you don't have a chin.
And then you're like certain races are like predisposed
Like
to
what
that.
races? Or are we talking about like the Jewish people?
No, they just have big noses.
No, that means big dick.
I don't know about that.
Really?
Oh, you've been with
you
someone
know,
with a big
that's
nose?
the
It's not
only actual way to measure dick size.
Is your nose?
Yeah, there's actually a
Because
research
you guys
on
have
it.
really small.
So if you
ones,
have like a huge
right.
ass nose, you
They
gotta-
said you have
so if I was
bigger
a guy,
penis.
so if I was a guy, I'd have a massive cock. Huh?
Probably.
This big honker,
Probably the size of that mic right there in front of you.
as thick as yours, as long as mine. I think they're the same
I
length.
told you we have to make it up somehow. We have to have these fucking
No.
fake mics.
I think my problem with like the plastic, it's not that I have a problem with it. It's just sad to see it happen because the other thing that I was like reading was saying basically that between all the Botox fillers and plastic surgery, it's becoming more like necessary and required to keep up with beauty standards. And this isn't just in America, but predominantly in the Western cultures, it's going to become almost a requirement. And they have girls as young as 13 years old already doing Botox and filler and
Wait,
like
Botox and filler?
like, or not, but just like plastic surgery in general. Like,
Oh my
I'm
God.
assuming like their nose is.
I can see the nose thing. I can definitely see that. I do not condole any doctor.
Or probably filler though, but like women
Really?
like what was it, 13 to
Wait, why is it
What?
going to be a thing? Okay, I just read something that they said that like your nose stops growing when you're 16. So legally you can
Wait,
you can
I
go and
read
get-
something that your nose never stops growing.
I heard that
I thought that was your ears.
Oh, your ears? Oh, I thought it was your nose. Your nose always.
No, I was just watching a podcast with a surgeon, and he was saying that your nose at 16 stops basically right there.
Really?
So they're okay with operating on the nose at 16. 'Cause-
I don't know. I think like you should be at least 18.
So this was
to get any work done, any
interesting
filler,
thing.
anything.
The American Society of Plastic Surgeons reported that about 229,000 cosmetic procedures were performed on patients ages 13 to 19
Wow.
in 2017.
Cosmetic? Mm-hmm. Wow.
Cosmetic procedures, yeah.
I
Well,
don't think.
you can technically get your tits done at like 15, 16, right?
Yeah, but that's the weird thing. That's the weird thing because 13, my boobs never even came in
No,
until I was
you're
like
so-
15 years old.
Yeah.
Like
Well, what if it-
I was like a late bloomer.
But what if it was like a breast reduction or something? You know what I mean?
I could maybe.
Yes, I think like I don't know. I do not agree with women under the age of 18 getting any type of Botox, filler, plastic surgery. You are still not fully developed yet. You're still not fully grown yet. You're not fully grown into your body.
But you know, the thing about that is like nowadays is all about social media.
Yeah,
These
but
girls are
wait until
exposed
you're
to it.
18. Wait until
But it's
you're a
like-
legal adult
Right.
to do that shit.
And I
Like-
can understand that, but like the reality is these girls are getting exposed when they're like 8 years old to social media, and then next thing you know, at 12 years old, they're like, I want to get my boobs done.
Yeah, but it's oh my gosh. If I see a 12-year-old walking around with double D's,
No, I mean 12
like
is
what the?
But that's
12
what
is too young.
But that's what I'm saying. What they're saying, like they predict the standard to be like within the next 10 years. That's almost a requirement for you to have, like not requirement, but like just to keep up with social media beauty standards in general. Everybody's going to start doing it. It's
So
going to
it's
be
like-
such a normal thing that like going to get your Botox for the day is like going to get your nails done for the week.
So basically, we need to go and start medical spas everywhere because we're going to be
It's like,
billionaires.
Are you
especially
kidding
here
me?
in
The
Vegas and California. Oh,
That's what we were talking. Remember we were talking about like your doctor tries to like convince you to the plastic surgery. They make so much money.
Yeah.
And it's like, and they're competing for clients.
yes. The first doctor that I ever went to out here, which I have never gone to before, I was very specific on what I wanted, and they tried to upsell me on everything, and I walked out and I was like, no, thank you, because it's like I know what you're trying to do. Like as a business, I get it, but like no, like I know what I want. Don't try to upsell me on all these things.
Right.
To be like, oh, you got to poke here, poke here. Like no, thank you.
Yeah, that's going to be my practice.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I'll be
Make
like,
your money.
make
your
them
money,
all
boo.
insecure. We got to be billionaires by the end of this year.
But then at the end of it, it's like, you know, the longevity of your clientele too. And like, I don't know, I feel like if you're going to have a business, you want to treat them like family.
Yeah,
you know,
I'm just
it's
kidding. I was just kidding about that. But
The reality of it though is that for like a majority of the people that really have been getting plastic surgery are millennials. So imagine it like this way though. Women in their late 20s to 40s in that age group are already persuaded by social media and other people to get plastic surgery. So they're not you know, they have like that social pressure to do it. So imagine the chances a teenager stands to like have against. They don't have a chance.
yeah.
They're not going to have like, imagine like women in their 30s who are confident, career oriented women are being made to feel insecure enough about their looks to go get it done. You think an 18-year-old is going to be like, nah, I'm happy with my body the way it is while I'm going through puberty and getting my period for the
Yeah.
first time and dealing with boys making fun of me.
I think there's probably going to be some type of campaign that is pushed because I don't know if you guys got like a pamphlet growing up for like sex health.
Yeah.
Where it like explained to you what.
Yeah, we had sex ed in school.
Yeah, but I had there's other pamphlets too. When I went to like therapy, they had ones about like body dysmorphia. What's the one where you throw up? Bulimia. Thank you.
No,
Yeah.
no.
It was in my college.
Anorexia is when you don't
Yeah,
eat.
it was in my college at the therapist office. They had a whole section of pamphlets all about that because it was such a big issue. Like girls in college
Yeah.
being anorexic.
Because when I graduated high school, it was like the beginning of Instagram being like what it is, and everybody's trying to be an Instagram model, the filters, everything, and it's like predominantly like more like, oh, body dysmorphia actually becoming a thing.
Yeah, when I was in college,
know,
I think
yeah.
it was like the Snapchat.
yeah,
And
yeah. Yep.
Filters definitely don't help people with this
No.
at all.
Do you know they say the plastic surgeons, when they were interviewing them about some of these articles, they say that they have clients and it's usually the younger ones that come in and say like, I want you to make me look like this.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's a picture of themselves with like
to
a filter on it.
Yeah. I want these lips. I want my skin to look like this.
I have heard of that. That's fucking insane. But that's what I'm saying though. Like there needs to be a campaign to stop that, because this is not healthy.
But
for society.
how do you stop something that is it's like so common in human history? And that's what it is.
I mean, if you think about it,
it's a wild beauty standard, but like standards of beauty and the way that they like progress is such a commonplace thing in human history.
I think it's going to be a trend that's eventually going to switch.
That's what I'm saying.
You know?
I think it's going to
like right now, it's a trend that like, you know, everyone's trying to get like look as pretty
Yeah.
as possible.
But
But then eventually I think it might switch over to, well, I want more natural. I want more like,
I think it already
and I think it's
started
gonna
to make the switch.
and I think it's gonna happen a lot more when these people start like reproducing
Here's
and stuff
the thing,
like that.
though. It could be. This isn't just like a trend, like the newest clothing style. This is the trend that
The BBL is.
This is a trend that they actually have no evidence of how it's going to affect your body in the next 10 years. So like trends are cool and they come in and out of style, but we're talking about something that's such a massive change on your body that like it could be detrimental in the next 20 years. You know,
I mean, I think
especially to some people.
Well, breast implants have been out there for long enough to where we can have like we have
Yeah, but
adequate
I'm talking about
research
like
for
to
it.
the extremes that people are now going. It's a whole different level.
Because like a lot of women that I know are having their breast implants taken out.
Right. Yeah.
I've heard of that. Like there's plenty, and they're talking about it on social media.
Yeah.
It's been making them sick.
Yep.
And that's like why one of the reasons I never went through my surgery.
We actually have a friend from high school that went through that.
Oh.
She got like it was like some toxic
Yep.
poisoning, and then she got like really sick. Yeah, it was really bad. Like like really bad. I'll tell you them.
I'm like,
who it is later.
I don't know. I feel like I'm all for a woman wanting to change something about herself to make herself feel good. That is totally fine with me. The BBL though,
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's the most dangerous surgery.
Exactly. It's because it's so dangerous. You hit a nerve when they're injecting or whatever. You die. You die on the operating table.
Yeah, they said that Miami and Brazil has the highest death from BBLs.
I'm Brazilian. I know. I know.
True.
I know it doesn't even sound like a lot, but like a couple years ago, they said there was like 30, and this was for one plastic surgery center, or it was like a couple, but 30 women died during cosmetic surgeries. And it doesn't sound like a lot, but it is a lot when you think about the fact that they just went in there and be like, I want to look prettier, and then
dead.
died.
Yeah, dead.
Yep.
Yeah. I wanted to touch base because you are Brazilian. So what is that like growing up? Is that like pushed on you? Because like I feel like Brazil is one of those countries where like the beauty standards is like really open and like very sexualized.
Yeah. So I grew up in America. I moved here when I was about six or 7 years old.
Okay.
But of course, still telling somebody that I'm Brazilian, they immediately look at my body up and down. Like immediately, they're like, "Oh, you're Brazilian?" I'm like, yes, I know that I'm a little bit fair skinned. I know I don't have a big ass or huge tits or tiny, like like, and for something that like growing up and being with other Brazilian friends, I felt like I looked so ugly. I felt so ugly, especially because I'm like, this is my culture and I cannot live up to the standard of my culture. I remember when I was in high school, I had some Brazilian friends that they were thick little mommies, you know, like the boobs, the booty, the thighs. And I'm over here like, oh, I physically cannot achieve this. Like my body cannot do this. And I worked out so hard and I not starved myself, but like I was on such a vigorous workout plan to try to look like that. And the fact that I was never really fully able to achieve that gave me such bad body dysmorphia. And now like I'm 27, I'm more in, like, I like myself a lot more. But then also, you know, like my heritage is European.
Right.
That's why I am a little bit more petite and small and don't have like, you know, freaking huge ass like normally. I mean, if I gained about 30 pounds, yeah, absolutely. But then it's like the proportions and my body's not built like that.
So like in like the family household, like is that like pushed on you guys at all? Like is mom like, hey, you should get your
No. I mean, I think that I grew up, you know, very differently than the typical Brazilian household.
but like typically
Yes. Typically, it is all about beauty. So in Brazil, it's very common where you don't leave the house without full hair and makeup done, like a fresh outfit, heels. You can't go to the mall in like sweatpants and a t-shirt.
That's how I dress all the time.
Like you will be kicked out of that place.
Wow.
Again, I don't know if now in 2023 it's still like that.
Right.
But up until
I think you would
like
think so,
5,
right?
yeah, like it's still such a standard as to you leave your home, you need to look
good.
perfect.
Yeah, you need to look bomb. Yeah, makes sense.
Absolutely perfect.
I don't have the energy for that.
Fuck
I tell
no.
you what.
Hell no.
My closet is filled with sweatpants and t-shirts and
Yeah,
like
they see sweatpants and sneakers in this as like something that like in your own home.
Yeah.
Do not, you know, it's all about like if you look at Brazilian fashion, it is like club wear in a sense for out here, but that's how they dress every day and that's normal. And that's how the girls that growing up with, they would dress to school. And I would be, I'm not saying my parents were a
Like
little bit
hoochie
more.
mommies.
I mean, if you consider it that because of the culture out here, sure. But in the Brazilian culture, that is
normal.
Normal. You
Right.
looked your best. And I always, you know, kind of wore something a little bit, not more modest, but my parents just, one, we didn't have a lot of money growing up. But two, my mom was always like a little bit more conservative,
Right.
you know?
That's
and I
cool.
look at them and I'm like, ooh, like I need to start dressing like that to feel good. And
Yeah.
it's so different.
Yeah, because like even now, like even when I see like Brazilian tourists come, like it looks like everyone is like just has some type of surgery. Like
Well, no, not necessarily. I mean, not necessarily like surgery, but you look at Brazilian culture, you look at the Brazilian women, they naturally look like that. Like that's why they call it a BBL, right? Like Brazilian women naturally have
Something
those
in the
hips,
water.
those. Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of like Brazil. No, but it is. Brazil is such a melting pot. As in the South, it's a lot of Japanese people. It's a lot of European people. In the North, you get a lot of the more like Latin people. You do get a lot of more African people. Like it's
like
again
the darker skin. Yeah.
Exactly. There's like a literally, I think Sao Paulo is where the threshold is.
Yep.
For where above Sao Paulo, you're getting a little bit more darker skin, bigger booty, everything. South of Sao Paulo, you're getting that European heritage, thinner, taller.
Prettier.
No.
In no sense.
No, absolutely not. No.
Hold on, I'm saying this because it's the same way in Asia too. Everybody in Asia really praises the lighter skin. You know why? It's because of everyone that's dark skin is considered poor or a farmer.
yeah, that's old school
that's the-
mentality.
yeah.
But that's the reality still today, though.
Is it really?
In Asia, yeah.
I mean,
Asia,
okay, in
really-
Asia.
In
But like,
Asia is like that.
Because that's how it used to be in like old European. Yeah, I know.
Trust
what
me,
you're
because
talking
like even when I'm hanging out with the older like Asian people, they're still like, "Oh, you're getting dark," and I'm like, "Damn, bro, I just got a tan because I was swimming in the pool, bro."
no, it's like, I feel like being Brazilian, like if you're not darker, it's kind of like, what the hell?
Really?
Like, I mean, to me, growing up in the way that I did, it was kind of not like a shame, but you're like,
So they want you to have a tan.
yes,
Kind of like,
that's-
isn't that like how it is in Italy too? Like Italians are kind of like that.
the olive skin.
I mean, yeah, no, I think that like in Italy, it's a lot more, not that it's like frowned upon to be tan or darker skinned or olive skin tone, because that's a common thing, but a lot more people are Italian and pretty white than you know what I mean? Like, and people just assume like Italian. So they assume like, oh, some kind of Spanish or like Latin or whatever. Like, so you got a little bit of color in you, but I've met so many Italians that are just white,
Yeah, for
like
sure.
white. It is what it is. I mean, Italy is over there. It's near.
I didn't know they were like judgmental based off of skin tone.
I think every culture is
a
like,
little bit kind of, and I don't know a lot of like the details of it too much, but like Sicilians would be the ones that were like a little shunned, but that's not so much because of like they are tanner, but more because they're mixed.
Yeah.
Racially.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I feel like if you put me up next to a Brazilian woman who looks like a Brazilian woman, a man is going to gravitate towards that 100% because she looks so exotic. I look American. I look white.
Yeah.
And it's true. I don't mind that. Like,
Right.
you know, but also like growing up, I have assimilated to being in the US and learning that, okay, maybe I can't stand out too much because if I stand out too much, it's like a red flag, you know, and it's weird. It's like a weird thing, especially like being an immigrant and like coming here, you know, and having parents that are immigrants. Like, you know, my parents always kind of had me assimilate a little bit more and had me just a little bit more conservatively and with like the American culture and just push me in that direction.
Yeah, I guess we did that naturally too. Well, I did. I grew up like with, you know, first generation parents that came to America. So like you tried to fit in.
Yeah.
But even though you don't look the same. So
No,
like,
but you tried really hard. Like my mom, like my dad made sure that I was like, you're going to fit in with the white people.
Yeah. It's pretty crazy, the beauty standards and everything that's just difference between like cultures. But I wanted to touch on something else. So the Japanese in Brazil, I heard that they're actually considered to be like very wealthy.
Yes.
And like the Brazilians actually love the Japanese.
Oh my gosh, we love Japanese people.
Yeah.
My mom's husband's Japanese.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Damn.
Yep. He was born in Brazil, but family, everybody, from Japan. Brazilian people, I'm gonna tell you, Brazilian people are the most loving people you will ever meet.
Yeah.
And we are so accepting of every single culture because we are a melting pot. But especially like Japanese people.
Gosh, you
oh
think
my gosh.
Americans would be a little bit more accepting since we're a fucking melting pot.
What is it? Is
Fucking
it
racist.
Rio
But we
or
hate
Sao
everybody,
Paulo?
so it's fine.
Because of guns in America.
Okay, no.
No, but like in Brazil, I feel like racism, I don't know. It's just not saying it's not a thing because it is a thing everywhere.
For sure.
But it's such a mixture of people that you're like, we just live together. And
Yeah.
I don't know. I've never met like a rude Brazilian person, honestly. We're
It's like
very
that in
loving.
Jamaica too. Jamaica's like one of those countries.
That's actually true though. Every time I see a Brazilian person, they're always they love me. They just, oh my gosh, you're so pretty. Hello, hello. They just want to party. They just want to party with you.
Yeah.
They just want to hang out, eat food.
Yeah.
It's like a good vibe with them all the time.
It always
It's
is.
a party all the time.
Always. We are very we are very much people that like want to show you a good time. The hospitality portion of it, we are going to welcome you into our home. We're going to give you like everything.
Yeah, I think that's
You want
like,
the best of the best for your guests.
I think naturally that's just like a Latin flair to every culture that's mixed though. Like I noticed that like if it's like Latin influence, they're always like a good party, good
Oh, yeah.
vibe, very loving.
Yeah.
But then you guys got the hoods too.
We do have the hoods, but you have the favelas in Rio, but they operate in their own community of loyalty. And again, like the foundation of it is similar, but obviously they're not the best people.
So what's something that's like nonsensical in that you guys look for in the opposite sex? That's a green flag. Instead of like red flags, we're talking about green flags, like something that
Wait.
like it doesn't have to be sexual or anything
Okay.
like that, but it's just like the little things. Like for example, if you walk into a guy's house and his house is clean or whatever,
Oh.
that's like a huge turn on. You know what I mean? Like what made you like want to marry your man, and what are the little things that turn you on?
The respect that he has for everybody. He is a very, very respectful man. The relationship he has with his mom, him and his mom, like it's a great relationship. It's not like a, you know how like, oh, mama's boy. No,
yeah.
it is a respectful relationship. And I love that about it. And I'm like, this is great because seeing this, I already know if we're going to have a daughter, and like how he treats his sister, like his relationship with his sister, they're like best friends. And it's great. It's great to see that. But also, I mean, yes, the cleanliness, the, how he is. He loves dogs. That's such a big thing for me. And you have to be an animal lover. You have to love the world in a sense. For me personally, like you don't litter. You love your environment. You
could be a
take care of your environment. You're not dirty. I don't know. Yeah.
So
Like
those are the little things.
the
that you
little
like,
things. Yeah. But I think mostly like personality and the relationship that you have with others is such a green flag. Like,
Makes sense.
a lot of people say like, oh, the wait staff, you're rude to the waiter. Like,
The
oh my gosh.
janitor.
Oh,
Yeah.
exactly. The janitor, the person, whatever it is, like you are kind to that person automatically. Oh my gosh. Huge turn on. Huge green flag.
Gotcha. What about you, Amber?
I think the way that you talk about women to me is a huge, like, as in, I've been in a lot of like red flag situations where, they talk just shit about women and talk down about them and fuck women this and women suck.
Fuck 'em.
But they're like, but not you, but not you, but not you.
Oh, okay, got
you know what I mean? Like that whole where they're like, oh no, but this isn't about you because I like you. It's like obviously appropriate. So they're not putting people down like that, or like, oh, did you see her? Like she was so fucking fat, or she's annoying, or oh yeah, that girl tried to hit me up, but like I like I don't like her. She's so weird. She's so this. Like okay, well that seems super disrespectful.
Right,
and then it just gives you the ick vibe because then you're like, what are you saying about me, or what did you say about me before
like
you
what-
liked me?
Yeah. That makes sense. What people are saying behind other
And
people's
also
back.
yeah, and how you talk about like I guess guys too. I think that's important. So like basically like the way that you talk about people to me in the privacy of our own home, because that's gonna be like a huge reflection about your integrity. So how you carry yourself around other people, because if you're putting on a facade for everybody else and acting like a good person, but then when we go to the bedroom, you're just talking shit all the time.
Yeah.
It's not very cool.
feel that.
That just translates negatively. That means
Exactly.
It
It's
just
a
means
lot.
you have
Bitch.
that just means you have like the ability to switch up on me when I don't suit your purposes anymore. That's just not very attractive. So like a green flag would be having the integrity about other people and like the respect for other people too. Even though you're not in a relationship with them like you are with me, but you're still going to show that the respect.
Gotcha. So that's your big
That's
green
a
flag.
huge one. And I think that's only because I've had so much experience with the opposite. I've seen so many men, like the kind of guys that are, oh, well, I do women dirty, but I don't do my male friends dirty. I'm like, no, if you can do a girl dirty, you're probably going to do one of your friends dirty too, because you have that nature in you.
So it goes back to the principles.
It's a selfish nature. It's basically like you're self-serving. So you're constantly doing things that make you better and improve your life without considering what you're doing to others.
Yeah, it sounds like you want a man that
has principles.
With principles. Makes sense. What about you, dude? What are your green flags in men that you date?
Oh, man. Yeah, got a big ass cock.
Wow, that's pretty shallow.
Hey, move that mic closer.
Oh yeah, but no, Kobe and I talked about. I think we talked about like 2 episodes ago, right? Just nurturing. I like nurturing.
No,
women that are nurturing. Yeah.
No, but I'm talking
nurturing,
about but I'm talking about like nonsensical. Like it could just be weird shit.
Yeah, nurturing. I think
that's pretty.
That's pretty like
Never
So like
mind.
weird shit,
like she just gets me a glass of water out of nowhere. Like, no thanks.
Aw.
Or like,
I care.
yeah, like this what I was saying. How she goes like she'll like refill my cups randomly, and I'm just like,
it's like just something like shouldn't turn me on, but it turns me on. I'm like, damn, that's hot.
Fair enough.
Yeah, like,
shit, like
bring me a random.
Now I'm trying to think of something like really silly that I
I know,
find
same.
a turn on.
you know
she's
what turns me on? That's really weird. Clavicles. When I can see a girl's like clavicles.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's like
It's like the ankle thing. You're like, oh shit.
yeah, it's so weird. I don't know why the fuck I'm like that. It's always been one of those things. Like growing up, I just love seeing like
Like your collarbone?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah the
so
collar.
you like skinny girls?
I do.
Okay.
Yeah. I like, but I don't really like super skinny girls. It's just something that just like is attractive to me in a weird way. I don't know. Is that weird?
No.
Yeah, right. You guys are like,
No. I feel like I've never heard somebody be like, oh my God, look at your clavicles.
I thought it was just a beauty thing. I don't know.
But so are we talking about physical things then?
No, you
Green
just
flags?
it could be anything.
Okay.
Like for example, like you could like the fact that this guy that you went into his house and you saw that he has his like grandmother's china.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
okay,
It's just like,
Oh, if she's slightly clumsy, not all the time, just like every once in a while, does something
Slightly clumsy?
Yeah,
Like in a cute way,
Like in a
though?
cute
Because
way.
I am clumsy.
yeah, like if
and
they
it
do
is
something
not
like
in
a cute way, I'm like,
way.
oh, that's so cute.
It's
You're
like-
such a dork.
that makes sense.
It's like when I
actually.
drink out of a cup and like I spill it all over myself.
Yeah, I would find that
Like,
shit like,
Oh my god, so hot.
I look like a hot mess. Dude, you're like, oh shit.
I'm like, oh, that's cute. You
Oh,
dork.
for me, if they're a freaking nerd,
Oh,
give me a
really?
nerd. Oh my gosh, give me someone who loves,
Like video games, or like just like really into like one thing.
like, honestly, like if you can have a plethora of things, like I prefer Marvel over DC. If you're a Marvel fan,
Marvel's always better than
But
DC.
you're married. Just saying.
I'm a Marvel. No, okay, but if I was single,
Okay.
and a guy had like no taste in like movies or video games, or like, I'm just like, oh, you're boring.
Yeah.
I need you to like give me something. I want you to like talk to me about
What turns you on about that?
it stimulates my mind when like a man can talk to me about the same things that I like. Like I love
okay.
Marvel movies.
Are you saying you're kind of a nerd too?
I'm a yeah. I mean,
Okay.
if y'all see my house, it's a little nerdy.
I would think somebody that's a little like, I was just having this conversation with my friend. I hate when you're dry.
Yeah.
I want someone a little eccentric.
Yep.
Like I would rather somebody be a little bit more flamboyant with their personality than dry. I had this guy that I was kind of talking to, not in like a serious way, but like we were friends. But every time I would try to talk to him, I felt like I was carrying the conversation. Or like he didn't add anything. He would just like respond to what I was saying. And it was boring. Like I would rather kind of a slightly weird, maybe loud.
So like in a way, like
loud personality.
passionate in a way.
Yeah, like passionate about something.
Yeah, yeah,
Passionate about anything. I would rather you like, every once in a while, like just be engaging. That's like way hotter than someone that's just gonna sit there all stoic and
Right.
Like you're watching
too,
it,
like you're too good to be a little silly. Like you're too good to like,
Like you're just sitting there watching a TV show and you just sticks your finger up your nose.
no.
Dude, that's the number one, bro.
You're just like,
the most
while you're watching the show,
annoying the most annoying thing in the whole world, or when they're like licking
or
your
they scoop your
face.
titty.
Wait,
You are describing something that happens
Hold
to me
on.
once a week.
Roll it back.
That's
What did you
to
just say?
Scoop your titty?
Wait, no, the other one right before that. They lick your face.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't like that?
It annoys me so much. It annoys me. It's cute like the first couple times, but like to the extent that
it
like
gets
a
annoying.
certain person does it, I want to punch them in their face. And I'm like, it's not cute anymore. Like it's cute sometimes, but like, man, I don't have to deal with this. Okay.
Like just being like a kid, like poke.
It's being a kid and being silly. It's cute and it is really cute, but there is a point. Just to let everybody know, there's a point where you have to tone it the fuck down. Okay, I don't want a wet willy when I'm sitting there trying to tell you I've had a bad day. It's not gonna cheer me up.
Wait, so when it comes to like being eccentric, right? How like what if it's too much? Like,
Well, I mean,
is there ever
there's like give and take, but I'm talking about like even if you're in a group of people and your boyfriend's the one that just sits there quietly and says
Yeah.
like 2 words every now and again, and your friends think they're dry as fuck, and I'm like, I agree.
What if he's just trying to be mysterious?
What if the
No, that's not mysterious. That's dry.
what if the friends are dry as fuck? He's just bored.
No, because I'm weird.
I mean, I'm just saying, you know.
And I have some really weird
but,
friends.
you know,
I'm just, but
they're your friends, so you might not recognize these
obviously
little
there's always the exception, but in general, like somebody who just doesn't have much to say, just doesn't seem to have much of a personality to me.
Like be engaging, be like, I don't know.
What if he's
like-
shy at first?
That's fine, but like not you wouldn't. But it's gonna show with me in private too. That's what I'm saying. So like it's gonna carry over to like around my friends and with me.
So
in
I'm like,
private.
you can't really judge your
No, being shy
boyfriend
is
with like
different.
around your friends or whatever, because maybe he's like don't know them well enough, you know.
No, being shy. But I've had
No,
people that
but-
I've texted that I'm like, I've just stopped texting. And I'm like, why? And I'm like, you're just really dry. Like you have nothing in.
Jesus.
You have not. I don't
my
say that, but I'm
God.
just like, I did say that to one person.
You're a fucking
He was like,
savage.
he's like, why do you always ghost me? And I was like, you're really dry sometimes, and I just don't like talking to you.
Oh my God.
We're still homies, if anybody wants to know.
Okay.
It didn't ruin the friendship. I don't know. It's just it's a really boring quality.
Yeah.
Like, and I know there's gonna be some stupid person out there in the comments like, oh great, so she doesn't like him fat, she doesn't like him boring. But you know what? I don't.
Yeah.
Like you have to have
don't?
you have to have
Oh
some
my God.
pizzazz to you.
And you want somebody that has principle.
I want somebody that's like
But then-
gonna find it fun to, if I'm like, hey, do you want to just put out a tarp and body paint each other just for
Hell
shits and
yeah.
giggles? I want like a hell yeah. I
that'd
don't
be
want
pretty hot.
to. I don't want to like yeah. If that's what you want, yeah, sure.
You don't want a man that's gonna tell you, I don't care, whatever you want. Oh my
Whatever-
God, that annoys me.
Where do you want to
so
go
much.
eat? I don't know. Wherever you want to go.
Literally, I will punch you in the fucking face if you ever say that to me.
Really?
Yes.
I do that all the time.
Oh my gosh, it is the most annoying thing in the world. And I listened to
Contribute.
a coworker
Contribute.
say this. Yes.
No, I will contribute, but
No.
my thing is that like I really have no idea where I want to eat. So it's
But
just one of those
don't say the words I don't care, because
Oh, okay,
to women,
gotcha.
oh my gosh, I get so pissed off. I get so mad.
See, but it's okay. So the reason why I do it is because I usually care about where she wants to eat.
So
You know
that
what I mean?
so express that in the way
Right,
of like,
I do, and I'm like, hey, where do you want to eat tonight? I want to leave it up to you. And then she'll be like, oh, but I picked last time, and I'll be like, well, you can pick again today.
There you go. Perfect. No.
Because I love you. And then she's like, I don't know. Well, fuck. 3 hours later, I'm fucking starving.
I've had a guy do that to me before where they did the I don't care thing, and I was like, okay, and then I went and got myself food.
Wow.
the words I don't care are
But
like
then I don't care
trigger.
either. Like,
Trigger.
and then like, where's my food? I was like,
I don't care.
he didn't seem to care. So
Gotcha. Makes sense.
Yeah.
I just put it on that app. There's like that little app where you just fucking put in random restaurants
Yep.
and just. All right, that's it. We're going there.
That's a good app. I use that app too.
Do you?
Yeah, it's like so you like you. It's like a
Yeah,
either
it
it's like a
solves the
spin
problem.
wheel.
I need this.
Yeah, it's so nice because there's like a couple different versions. You can spin the wheel, or you can do like a bracket system.
Yep, yep.
And you're like, okay, 5 choices. Put them in 5 choices that you would like. Press the app, spins it, and you're like, all right, it landed on Buffalo Wild Wings. Let's go. You
Yeah.
know?
The way I do it is I categorize it by like ethnicities. I'd be like
Oh.
American, Indian,
Okay.
Asian. And then like once we pick one and it like lands on like American, and then I'll just put in like
you
what
guys,
kind of American.
I'm missing out in life. What is that?
Oh, it's so fun. It's fun too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I usually let my kid do it. I'd be like, put in your 5 and we'll go. And it's always like Chick-fil-A or some shit.
I just had that today.
Did you?
I've only ever had Chick-fil-A once in my whole life.
It's yummy.
Why? You don't like it?
I don't know. I just don't eat fast food that much. And when I do, it's literally one spot. And I think we could all guess where I go eat.
Where?
Sushi.
In and out. I was gonna say Five Guys to be sexual, but it's in. I mean, it's still.
Is In-N-Out really considered fast food though? Because it's so fresh. Like
It's fast.
It's fast though.
it is. Okay,
It's like
is
having a really good
fast.
quickie.
Did you know you can get a tomato wrap there?
A what?
A tomato wrap. So instead of like a protein style was the lettuce wrap,
yeah.
it's wrapped in the tomato.
So it's like wet.
yeah, it's really good. Actually, I had it earlier.
No.
Or I
Yeah, I
guess-
think it made them out.
Yeah, it
Like
was fucking
stop.
I'm the weird one. All right, fuck it.
You grab it and you're just dripping with
Dude, it
tomato
was
juice
so
everywhere.
gross. Yesterday
It was delicious
We went,
to
we
me.
went and
Did he
got
get it?
Yeah. I was like, I was like, all right, well, let's just go to fucking In-N-Out real quick. All right. He's like, all right, cool. I was like,
That's the
what do you
weirdest.
what do you want?
Never.
And he's like, oh, dude, I just heard they have another secret one where they just wrap it in tomatoes. And I was like,
So how do you hold it?
It's literally
in the
gooey.
wrapper.
Literally,
It's
there's
just
no
goopy.
lettuce. There's no lettuce.
You hell in the wrapper.
It's fucking weird. And he was like, and I was like, you know, you don't like that shit. And he's like, no, it's pretty good.
I liked it a
Fuck
lot.
outta here.
Actually. No, I legitimately liked it. It was nice and juicy. It wasn't a dry burger, and had tomatoes, which I feel like
I don't think their burgers are giant anyway. Are you dissing on In-N-Out?
All right, no, I'm
They
not.
have some
Hater.
juicy ass burgers.
It was just really good. And then other reason I liked it is because the lettuce, I feel like lettuce has no nutrition in it. Tomato at least has some nutrition, so I'm getting more nutrition out of this burger.
You know, I heard somewhere that the
Shouldn't you just
acidity
do-
of tomatoes kind of fucks with your skin
It
sometimes.
does.
Does it?
With your stomach, with your skin.
Tomatoes has nicotine in it too.
Wait, what?
What?
Yeah, it carries nicotine.
Where do you learn this stuff?
Because he will Google shit.
I'm a fucking nerd. You were just saying, oh, I like somebody who's
no,
kind of
but
like
like,
a nerd.
no,
It's
like, honestly, this is like, yeah.
I'm just a nerd. Like,
I
dive into
Google
most-
weird shit too, though.
Yeah.
Because you know, like there's like a skincare that's like tomato based, and then everyone was like, "Oh my god, the tomatoes, the healthiness," and then everyone's like, "Don't use this shit. It's like literally
It's
making your
acidic.
skin poison." And then in your stomach too, like if you eat a lot of ketchup, tomato sauce, and everything, and you do have like stomach issues, that is the one thing that's gonna like fuck you up massively.
Well, it makes
like
sense.
Crohn's disease, you cannot eat tomatoes.
You can't eat anything with
yeah,
Crohn's.
But especially like
it's too acidic, right? And then it fucks with everything. That
Yep.
makes sense. It's like it fucks with your pH balance, your
Yes.
your alkalinity, and then and once that's thrown off, you're fucked. That's why you guys get like yeast infections and all this other shit. UTIs.
we eat too
and
much
blah, blah.
tomato.
Okay, it's not because
Yeah,
of
no.
tomato.
No, but I'm just saying it's pH balance, right?
Yeah.
pH is very
Yes.
important. And the next thing you know, you're washing your cooch with
Now
all
you
this
just made
other
me
shit.
think of that girl that put garlic up her cooter because she had a yeast infection and she thought it would help.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, because it's supposed to be antibacterial.
Yeah, but and then like she put it on. I think it was like on Quora or something, and she put it on there. And there was like a doctor that answered. There was like, "Don't put anything up your vagina."
Do not- yeah, no.
Like, they're like,
I think I saw one where they said,
There's
"Can I
no-
shove Can I put yogurt in my vagina?" I was
No,
like,
there's
yeah.
no home remedy. Just go to the fucking doctor.
Oh
All right, we're gonna start a panel. What's the weirdest shit you ever shoved in your vagina?
A penis. An uncircumcised penis.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with uncircumcised penises, all right?
Fucked up.
Well, you said the weirdest. I guess a toy would be weirder than an uncircumcised.
Yeah, it could be like a dragon dildo or something.
Oh my
those
god,
are weird.
My friend,
Ow.
he sent me a picture. You know who this is. Well, I'm not gonna name names. And he sent me a picture. His girlfriend bought a unicorn horn.
Oh, I know.
dildo,
Oh, I know
and
who it
he
is
stuck
now.
it to his forehead, and he sent me a picture of it. And he was like, "This is her favorite place to sit," and he had like the dildo on his forehead. Oh my god! Oh my god!
We used to have a friend who was dating this girl, and he would bring over a certain individual, and she'd run around the house with a fucking dildo on her forehead. Remember when we all lived together?
Yeah.
That is very interesting.
I would love
She was a
to.
cam girl.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Anyways,
That's
what's the weirdest thing you put up your vagina?
so this oh my god, I'm gonna get so much shit for this, but whatever, you know. My first boyfriend was, I'm not gonna say weird, but we were young and he had, oh my god.
Let's go.
Let's go.
We're
It's
cheering you
uncensored,
on.
baby.
Okay, all
Let's
right,
go.
This is a safe space.
First boyfriend, he had a friend who had a girlfriend
Okay.
that stuck Starburst up her vagina and had him eat her out because it tasted good, and then eventually he would suck the Starburst out of it.
Damn.
So he had the wonderful idea to tell me this and convince me to do it. So I stuck 2 fucking Starbursts up there,
Damn.
had him eat me out, and then got a yeast infection.
What is this? This reminds me of the conversation we had last time too. The cereal.
Yeah. yeah.
They ate the cereal out of somebody's asshole or something.
Yeah,
Breakfast of
I
champions.
didn't know better. I was probably like 17.
Nice.
I did not know better. I just,
Yeah, I can imagine all that sugar would really.
Was that awesome or what? Did it taste good?
I don't know. I don't
She
know.
kissed him afterwards, I'm sure.
It was like I was so uncomfortable, and then it just like came out.
that's like that's actually really interesting. That's like the Pop Rocks version of getting a blowjob.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Because when you're
Yes,
saying it actually
I know
sounds
what you're
pretty good. Like,
He loved it. He fucking loved it. It was a yellow and a pink, and he loved it.
Damn.
And
Sounds bomb.
I
I
Sounds
might try
weird.
that.
I don't
know.
I don't mix food with sex. That's a big,
I might
weird.
try this
you
now.
ever try like chocolate syrup or anything?
I don't. Because it's like
You never took a cucumber?
no, it's like a hygiene thing.
Yeah.
I don't like the feeling. I don't like feeling like sticky or like I will not mix.
It's a cucumber
I don't.
with
No,
a-
no. He's talking about the chocolate syrup. I don't
I
mix
see.
food and sex.
But a
I don't like
cucumber?
it.
What about some whipped cream on the nipple?
I mean, mean, like if it's like a quick, like, oh, you're gonna lick the whipped cream off my nipple, sure, but like not chocolate, nothing that's gonna like leave residue, nothing too sugary. I don't want to be sticky. Like I don't want things to get into places where it shouldn't be. I'm just like I don't know, like a clean.
Remember,
fuck
dude,
session,
she
okay?
said she's very vanilla.
Oh,
Yeah.
You know what I mean? She's like okay with the mission.
Okay, because I don't mix food with
vanilla.
fucking.
Vanilla.
Okay, what food have you mixed with your sexual endeavors?
Apparently not a fucking Starburst.
Oh my gosh, I knew I was gonna get shit for this.
Dude.
Try
That actually sounds pretty
Dude,
good. I'm not
I-
gonna lie.
You're gonna give some girl yeast infection, you
That's
guys.
okay. She doesn't have to be a girl.
Put it in her
now.
asshole.
Hell yeah.
Oh my god.
I would try that too.
I know you would.
Nice.
Yeah, I need to find a girlfirst first. I'm pretty sure a random chick.
I'm sure you could
random
find
chick
some
would
girl that would
absolutely-
do that with you.
No, you
Can I
should
stick a
try it on
Starburst in your vagina real quick? Why?
She'd be like, damn, that's wild. What if someone like, I was just on Reddit the other day and I read the weirdest fucking sex story. I guess this girl went on a first date with some guy and he took her back to her place or his place. And then he told her to go and grab the wine bottle from the fridge, brought her upstairs. She came upstairs with the wine bottle. And then he took off the cork and shoved it in her ass and drank the wine from her asshole. And she got drunk as fuck. But she said it was the wildest night and the most memorable night she'll ever have.
I'm sorry, how and what?
Yeah, she
You
shoved.
can stuff alcohol. Your body can absorb.
Yeah, it's like
alcohol.
boofing drugs.
So hold on. He took the cork out.
Shoved the wine bottle up her booty
and tipped her, I'm assuming, and was like, drink up, baby girl.
and drank some of the wine out of her asshole.
As it was spewing out.
Yeah, and she got drunk. So it was like,
I would imagine. You have to
Here's
be
the
pretty
weird part
careful
though.
with that,
Here's the weird part though.
because-
Did she clean beforehand?
I have no idea.
Like,
I mean,
so
it was just-
if she didn't give herself like an enema-y type situation,
That's
you're getting pooping
Well,
now,
don't
buddy.
you girls like normally like no? Well, this
No, do I on the regular clean my asshole
No, I'm
out
saying
in
like
case
if you
I might have
know,
anal?
like if you know
No.
you're going out with some dude and that
No.
night you're gonna have sex, you're gonna like not eat as much. You're gonna like watch.
Yeah, but
like,
that's not the point because it's
different,
still on the
yeah.
lining of your intestines. So like you're literally to do anal properly, you're supposed to like flush out. So you do like a little anal enema.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because anything else, you're gonna get poop particles out. So if you're shoving a bunch of liquid up there, shit's coming out with that, man.
This is
He was
like you
just
can get E.
gobbling up
coli.
poo.
alcohol kills it.
No, not
My
in wine.
bad. Let's
Not
go.
in wine. Maybe it was like a hard bottle of liquor. Maybe they're just vodka up
See,
her
that's the
ass.
difference between men and women.
Yeah, there's a point where you just don't give a
We just
fuck.
don't give a fuck.
You know how many times a guy would
See, you guys have to deal with the UTI. We don't have to deal with that.
Yeah, so you'd let some girl piss all over your face.
we just have to deal with the occasional shit on your dick.
Every
You're
now
like,
and
oh,
Okay, but
let me
okay.
just clean that up.
As a man, like, what if the shit gets inside of the little hole? Like, does
Yeah.
that cause
if
an infection?
if I'm doing
Like-
anal, I'm putting a condom on.
Okay, awesome. It's good to know that.
Yeah,
Yes.
I'm not sticking my raw dick in a chick's ass.
Amazing.
Oh, I have another story about
Oh
that.
boy.
So,
Safe sex is fun sex.
we had a friend of ours in high school that was in a long-term relationship. They were dating since like 8th grade, and then they went to high school together, and we're still dating. And they, in high school, you get kind of creative and you have a lot of sex. Try to spice it up a little bit.
No, but okay.
But yeah, no, but yes. Go.
Okay, sorry, you guys are fucking losers.
Yeah, I lost my
Honestly,
virginity
yeah.
when I was 18 years old. My bad.
Fucking virgins.
Like a normal person.
Anyways, check this out. So this guy, they end up having anal sex, right? And a couple days later, he finds out that he's like peeing. Fucking, his pee is burning. Whenever he pees,
poor baby.
it's burning. He's like excruciating pain from his fucking penis. He goes to the doctor. Doctor goes through the whole thing and then finds something lodged inside of his pee hole.
is it like a corn or something?
No. So the doctor takes out the tweezers and starts like pulling it out and finds out that it's a seed.
A seed.
Like a sunflower seed?
Apparently, the day that the girlfriend or the night before, the girlfriend had eaten like food with jalapenos.
Oh,
So he had a jalapeno seed stuck inside his pee hole.
Because she pooped it out into.
He pooped it on his wiener. Yeah, that's fucking crazy.
damn! Imagine how bad that would burn a
Listen,
fucking
I've
jalapeno
gotten
seed.
like habanero on my vagina before, and it's not fun.
Oh,
How?
What? Because I was cooking with it,
and
and then I had sex with my boyfriend after.
Oh, okay.
And
You gotta make sure you, like-
Yeah, you have to scrub because we both
Yeah.
washed our hands, and we had sex, and he had it on his hands, and I had it on my hands, and it somehow navigated its way down there, and it didn't feel great. And that was after like a couple of hand washes too.
Yeah, that happened to me like 3 months ago.
Were you like jerking off? You're like, oh.
Oh my god! She was like, "What the fuck is this burning?" I was like, "Oh my god,
Yeah,
is this a new
thought-
STD?"
It literally, I thought that I had instantly caught an STD.
Yeah.
I was like, "Who are you cheating on me?" And I was like, "I'm this."
Oh,
So just in case anyone's wondering, it takes about 2 weeks for an STD to kick in.
You would know.
No, but that one felt like it. Yeah, no, we were both freaking out because we were eating a banh mi. I don't know if you guys know what
Yeah.
banh mi is, and it has like serrano peppers and stuff. And I was taking them out because I was trying to spread them out evenly. And then after that, we went and did our thing. And apparently, I didn't wash my hands good enough or whatever because it like got under the nails or whatever. But then it was all over. It got real spicy real quick.
Yeah, I've lost a toy up in me before. Not in my butt, but I guess that'd be one of the
Oh,
weird
you
things
could.
that's
I guess you
happened
could
too.
fish it out though.
Yeah, we had to. It was the most awkward. It was funny though because it was somebody that I was kind of seeing at the time, so we slept together before. But we wanted to like introduce toys, and it wasn't like I was like a.
What kind of toy was it?
Like I'm saying, it wasn't like I was a beginner to it, but like it was just like a little bullet thing, and I was like, but he had bought it, and it had just like a little tiny end to like hold on to, and I was like, you can't shove that up in there. And I told him that too because he was trying to, and I was like, stop fucking around like that. You can't shove that. He's like, no, it's meant to go up inside you. It just stays there and comes out. And I was like, that's not how it works. This isn't a tampon. It's not just gonna hold itself in place, okay?
Right.
And he did it, and I could feel it like vibrating. I'm not kidding.
whole time.
It felt like it was in my stomach, and I was like, oh my god. And he's like, I lost it. I was like, what do you mean you lost it? He's like, I let it go, and I was like, why did you let it go? He let go of the like loop, loop part. I was like, why did you let it go? He's like, I don't know, but I lost it. I had to go to the bathroom and fish it out, and he's just laughing in the other room, and he's like, can we still have sex? And I was like, no. I was
Killed it.
"Oh, you
Killed
just
it."
Ruined it. It took a minute, and I was like, no, we're done. I'm done.
So how'd you get it out? You just had to keep pushing.
It was like
or it was like a weird like scratching.
yeah, it was like, I don't know if you've ever had like, well, obviously never mind. If you've ever had like fish out a
totally.
tampon, it was like that. Like you just go up there with like your 2 fingers and just pop it out.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously your vagina doesn't go in that deep.
Yeah, it doesn't go that deep.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've never fished anything out of a vagina before?
I'm usually pretty safe.
Yeah, but he was just so busy laughing. I was like, fuck you, I'll do it myself.
Yeah,
He's like, yeah, it's fine. Let's just have sex. I was like, no.
I've done that before. I had to fish for stuff.
Really?
Yeah. I get wild, dude. The fuck?
All right, get that.
like what?
I'm a relationship guy, so like we get bored and we start doing crazy shit.
Fair enough.
You know what I mean? It is what it is. I think it's just part of the relationship. Like if you're having like new casual hookups all the time, you can't get to that point until where
Where you do weird shit.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I like relationships. Yeah. But anyways.
I love how we started talking about like plastic surgery
Oh my
and
God.
the disparity it has on like social standings. Now we're just talking about stuff you put in your butt.
Well, hey,
I know.
surgery could lead to you getting things out of your butthole. Just saying.
Yeah, didn't somebody shove a fucking raccoon up their ass?
What?
Yeah, I think it was like
It's like a
thing.
fetish
It was
thing
like
where
on-
they like put animals up there.
yeah, it was on like 1,000 Ways to Die when that show was still on, and it was like
I love that show.
I loved that show.
What?
Oh my gosh.
Wait. Someone shoved a raccoon up there?
No, I think it was like a mouse or a guinea pig.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was
but
a
it was
guinea
an
pig.
animal. But I'm exaggerating on the raccoon, but it was definitely an animal.
It was like a guinea pig.
And then they died? Or it
The guinea pig died.
guinea pig-
That's for
Yeah,
fucking
but I think that the person.
It started. I think if I remember the episode correctly, the
like-
guinea pig started like scratching his organs and stuff like
Yeah.
that, and like he just bled to death.
Yeah,
that makes
it was-
sense because they're burl.
Yeah.
That sounds disgusting.
Yeah. Would you do that?
Would I do that?
Yeah.
Would I put an animal up my anus?
We can go try
I
it.
don't even like anal, you guys. You already know
I
this.
don't like
Maybe we'll try it later. It'd be a fun experiment.
Does your kid have like a
Oh.
hamster or something you're trying to put
For
in there?
you,
Like, what in the
maybe.
world?
No, I'll just go to the pet store real quick.
Get a mouse.
It's like $40.
Yo, PETA's gonna come for us.
Oh, it's like that torture thing that they used to do back in the day.
Oh,
Where
yeah,
they
with
let
the
rats eat
yeah,
you?
yeah.
Yeah, and then they heat up the bucket or whatever, and
Yeah.
the rats would just crawl inside.
First time I saw that was on Bad Boys. Remember that movie?
Oh, yeah.
Fucking, what was it? Bad Boys 2
Is it 2 or
or 1?
I don't know. They were
It was
all
one of
good.
them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Oh yeah, it was the Cuban one, I think, right? Yeah.
yeah. When they're down in, yeah.
in Cuba.
I thought it was a strip club.
No, the guy was the drug lord was.
The drug lord.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
because they're in Florida.
Yes,
yeah.
they're in Miami.
Hey guys, we just took a quick break. Just want to let you guys know that we appreciate your support. If you haven't already, please like the video, hit the subscribe button, and comment something below. It helps us with our engagement and gives us more ideas to talk about certain topics, what you guys want to hear. But we're going back to surgery, so check this out. I agree that there needs to be more protocols in place when it comes to allowing anybody to get surgery, especially in the state of mind that, that anybody's in.
Like depression, body dysmorphia, all those things come into play because it creates like such a dissatisfied service. Like if you actually have like an extreme case of body dysmorphia, it does not matter if you go get your rhinoplasty. You're still gonna, after you heal, you're gonna wake up and you're like, I still hate my face. It's gonna be something else. It's gonna be your chin. It's gonna be your skin. It's gonna be your eyes look like you have like the hooded eyes. It's like one thing after another, and it causes like massive depression and in some cases like suicide. You just don't feel like you look good. You don't feel like you belong.
Yeah, it's something that you have to like figure out internally, right? So, but
I think there should be, obviously you can't force plastic surgery centers to implement that kind of crap.
I think it just depends on like the doctor. Because I was watching this podcast earlier with a surgeon who's he says that his consultations are like 2 hours long.
That's great.
Yeah, because like a lot of times, I guess the consultation's only like 30 minutes or something.
Not even.
Yeah, and then they're just kind of like, okay, cool. How can we make money off of you? And then you tell them, and then it's like, okay, cool. Can I recommend you some stuff? Yep. Cool. And then there's a $15,000 procedure versus like somebody who like really cares about my mental mind state and brings it in. It's like, all right, 2 hours later, if I'm hearing keywords of like, oh, I want symmetry or I want to look like this filter or Instagram, then you know they're battling with something deeper than just, you know.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like I'd rather go to a plastic surgeon like that than somebody who's like in and out in 10 minutes and it's like, oh, you want tits? Okay, cool. Looking at your body frame? Cool. 400 cc's? Boom. Like, you don't even know my lifestyle. You don't even know, like, 400 cc's is like as big as your fucking head.
Yeah.
Like,
I think that's why I like my doctor when he asked me, like, what are your goals? Like, what do you want to be able to do afterward? What's your lifestyle now kind of thing? But I think that, like, I think it'd be smart to do it that way because then you could tell them, hey, think about this more. Go to like, maybe they have like a suggested doctor they could send you to or whatever. Think about this more. Look at the research, look at the risks,
Right.
Really self-evaluate. I wish there was a way personally to make it so you have to be like, just like with drinking, you have to be like 21 to get plastic surgery. I know that's crazy because you can't micromanage people's lives,
Right.
but it would be so much more ideal to wait till at least somebody has hit more of like a level, hormone level where you've like kind of built into your body a little bit more because obviously you don't feel like a full, especially as a woman, you don't feel like fully in tune with your body till you're at least 25. Sometimes you feel more comfortable earlier on, but you know what I mean? There's so much growth and hormone changes and mental changes that go on that like, I didn't even feel really comfortable in my body until I was like 25. And I was like, I got this. Like, I feel good.
Yeah. But I think it's weird that you're able to like go and get birth control right off the rip at like any age.
Yeah.
Because I know you guys both stated on separate podcasts that you guys were on it from like a really, really young age.
they marketed it to my mom as acne control.
To me, I was getting really bad cysts and I was in like throwing up and in pain. And so they're like, this will regulate her period and kind of lessen the possibility of like the extreme cramping and stuff like that.
So do you think that that should be something that's like also has age to it as well? You know what I'm saying?
Honestly, I mean, like if you're sexually active, yes, like you should take care of that. And, you know, as a woman, go on birth control to, you know, not eliminate the possibilities, but be safe, right? Because when you're young, you're stupid, you don't know what you're doing, you know, but I think that like doctors should be a little bit more aware of how they're pushing it. Because as somebody who has been on birth control for like 13 plus years, the side effects that I'm seeing now is insane. And it's like a topic where me and my husband are talking about where I'm like, I think I want to get off birth control. We don't want to have kids right now.
Right.
But my hormones are like, I don't know what my body is like anymore. I don't know who I truly am as far as like hormones go, because it's always been so suppressed that like I might be fucking insane.
Yeah.
Or I just might level out even more, you know, but like, no, I think there should be like an age, you know, if you're sexually active, sure. But don't just push birth control on young women and without, you know, the parents like really talking to the parents about like, this is the long-term effects that it can have on your daughter.
Yeah. That's something that's never really disclosed, right?
No, because they make so much money off of us, you know, it's like you with the cysts, you know, and me with the acne. But in reality, like if you're on birth control for too long, it can cause cysts.
Yeah, I love the fine print of birth control. It may cause weight loss or weight gain, may cause acne, may cause suicidal thoughts, may cause depression, may cause, and it's like this list that's, I mean, a paragraph long, but it's like a 0.8 font. Like, so it's like
it's tiny,
you're sitting here like this.
And it's like, fuck,
it's
huge.
ridiculous. Yeah. I mean,
because everybody's hormones are so different in the way they try to rate. It's just.
So you don't think that there should be a cap on that, though?
I think here's the thing. I don't agree with micromanaging people's lifestyles. So when you start to involve regulations that start to tell people what they can and can't take, what medicines they should and shouldn't do, that's like a hard no for me. I'm a big fan of like your liberties. However, I think it's really important to press the reality that like young girls need to be, they're like, young people in general, like their emotions need to be taken care of by their parents more, as in like people need to regulate this in their homes. So people need to explain that, hey, everybody has insecurities. These people on Instagram are not perfect. You know what I mean? Like you don't have to look a certain way. Like none of these, this is filters. This is this. Like people need to be way more mindful that like you might feel like you don't fit in, but almost every single person around you feels the exact fucking same way.
Well, I mean, even if you were to take away the social media like platforms, there's still movies and, you know,
people, everybody has I don't care how confident you are. Everybody has a minor insecurity. That's another thing. I don't like it. I've met people before. They're like, no, I'm not insecure about anything. I'm such a confident person. I was like, that's bullshit. That's bullshit because it is in your nature to, I mean, like you can have an insecurity and then be very well equipped at like self-management where like you have an insecurity, it pops up and then you talk yourself out of it really fast. And that's really good self-regulation and that's healthy. But there's no way that you go all your life without having an insecurity. That's just putting yourself on this pedestal that doesn't exist.
Yeah. So,
like everybody feels weird about something.
So what would you say in order for like the young girls of today, what would it be an advice that you would give them? Because I mean, you went to therapy, you saw that the pamphlets. Is there something that you can? I
mean, I think because when I was in college, I had I was bulimic for a time. I was like running like 8 miles a day. Jesus. I thought I was fat. I looked a lot different than I look now. And I didn't have much of a shape. I didn't have boobs. I didn't have much of a butt. I didn't have much of like a build. And I felt like I was just this like shapeless little boy looking thing. And I wanted to be really skinny because I was like, if I can't have a butt, I don't want to be fat kind of thing, you know? And that's why I ended up going to therapy. But I think the biggest thing to me was like somebody just came up to me one day and they just said, put work into like developing yourself to the maximum that you can develop yourself before you resort to other things, you know? And that was a big part of therapy was, they basically were like, I would rather you be addicted to like lifting weights and eating healthy than I would rather you be throwing up. Yeah, that makes like something like that. Like, so I think it's
like building
really,
like the baseline.
Yeah, I think it's really, and I think the same way with steroids. I don't think there's not anything wrong with certain things. Like there's not anything predominantly wrong with cosmetic surgery. However, I think it's just really important to develop your skills as far as they can possibly go, or develop your body as far as it can possibly go naturally before you resort to something that's going to cost money and have like almost irreversible effects on your body. Yeah, absolutely.
That makes sense. What's your gripe with steroids, though?
I don't have a gripe with steroids. Oh, okay. I've done steroids. Well, not like shooting up steroids, but I mean, I have zero gripe with steroids. I just think it's another one of those things that how women are with plastic surgery, men are with steroids, where muscles. They say like guys younger and younger and younger are starting to take steroids because they want to compare and they want to compete with the muscle guys, and it's showing to have somewhat of an effect on their puberty. So like if you're not letting your natural hormones develop your body in a natural way, you know what I'm saying? It causes effects that are irreversible.
I mean, we can go back to the birth control fact too. You know what I mean? That's what I'm trying to bring up is the fact that like, should it be regulated as well? Because like she's saying that
I think birth control can be more than obviously like plastic surgery, but because that's a medical thing. Yeah, your doctor. But I think you should be given alternatives.
I mean, you could use a condom
or just not having sex.
Yeah, you can choose celibacy.
But here's the thing:
do you think it might be a lack of like the parents taking initiative in the kids' lives?
Yes.
And not just saying like, you know, like maybe they want to, but you know, because they're stuck with work
but you have
and
to
all
think
these other things, you know.
In today's generation, in like the now, even if you have a very involved parent, there's so much more access to outside influence than there ever was when any of us were young, and we're not even that old. So like, imagine that like technology boom. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, anybody can be your mentor.
You can be the best, most interactive parent ever, and if your kid has an iPad, they're still gonna have access to an insane amount of outside influence from the entire fucking world.
Well, you got to think about it. Like, how many times did you hear your parents telling you you know, oh, don't do this or do this, and then you're like, oh, whatever, and then you heard it from somebody else, and you're like, oh yeah,
that
but
makes
it's the
a lot
same
of
thing.
sense.
Yeah, but it's like your parents told you that like 20,000 times, and you never listen.
When you're young, you don't want to listen to your parents. You want to find out for yourself and make your own mistakes.
Exactly.
And then you're like, oh, should I listen to my mom? Should I listen to my dad?
Yeah, but I don't know. I think it's still weird that, you know, women can actually just get prescribed birth control off rip. And then when it comes to like testosterone, it's like a huge fucking thing.
That's because typically, if it's medically needed, TRT is an option for anybody at any age. If you go to a doctor, you can be given TRT. But typically speaking, it's not usually needed for men until they hit like the above 40 mark. It's not usually an issue. It
actually starts at 30 now.
Is it 30?
Yes.
It's like very, very rare cases though that like younger people need it. And that's what I'm saying. Like that's one of those things to me. It's not that I have a beef with steroids. It's just that like I don't think a 17-year-old boy should feel like he needs to compete so aggressively that he, you know what I mean? Like he has the ability to grow and develop on his own. Has even maxed out on his own puberty.
Would you say it's like an ambition though? Like some of these people just get like so obsessed with the idea that they just get.
But that's the thing that like what you're doing to introduce that. It's like they even say there's certain chemicals that when you start to introduce them to your body naturally stops producing them themselves.
That's true.
Okay, so like that's a huge issue. So if you're 17 and you haven't even finished puberty and you're pumping yourself full of testosterone and other hormone altering drugs, you don't know how that's going to affect you later on in life. You might then need TRT in the future because you fucked up your own testosterone levels.
So how
as a
does
young
that work
kid.
with women or girls that are taking estrogen, you know, which is basically birth control? How does that work?
Oh, I mean, for me personally, I feel like it fucks me up. Like after a certain amount of years, I feel like my sex drive's completely low.
Actually, I agree with that.
It's like, it's so like I'm sexually attracted to my husband. I want to have sex, but like something in my brain is just like,
Yeah, I don't want it.
yeah. And it's like, and of course, research now shows that if you've been on birth control for so long, you have no sex drive. You like you're missing that part of it,
Right.
You know, but also like different things like, you know, the weight loss, weight gain, I had a lot of friends that go off birth control and the weight gain was drastic.
Was that you?
Remember when we were talking about that and we were saying that I thought it was after I got my boobs done. I wasn't. So I used to I was at 15% body fat for years. I lost my period. I wasn't getting it. And then my doctors like suspected the period part was obviously the birth control. And I was like, I agree. And I always thought that I was just like a naturally lean person and that I just didn't have boobs and I didn't have a butt and I just was like this lean, mean fighting machine, you know? Yeah. And then I got my boobs done. Remember we talked about this? And that was right around the time that I was like, I don't feel like being on birth control anymore. I think it's stupid. And I stopped taking birth control at the same time. I have not been able to get as lean as I used to be.
Well, the healthy.
And I work out just as much.
Yeah, the healthy body percent fat
23.
For a woman is like 23, right?
Do you feel like
23.
maybe like there's like a weird side effect of where like women are becoming more masculine because of birth control? Because I know 100% there's research that shows that you guys are more promiscuous because you guys take birth control.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a study that says that they're attracted to different types of men and you have like a different type of, I don't remember.
Well,
I know
also
what
you
you're
guys
talking about.
also don't have the repercussion of getting pregnant, so you guys can go and sleep around more often.
I mean, but yeah, there's still that chance. Like,
Yeah, but like then like how often?
No, that's true. Ever since I've been off birth control, I far less. A guy tries to like sleep with me, and I was like, I need to get to know you first, sir.
Yeah, we applaud that.
There might be and I tell and somebody was like, oh, don't you think that's a little fucked up that you're not on birth control and you're like dating around? I was like, no, because I'm very clear. If we go out to dinner, I'm like, I'm not on birth control, so stop trying to have sex with me. I was like, let's get to know.
And if you do, and I get pregnant,
You're not leaving me. I will murder you.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
I told my friend that one time. They're like, what happens if you accidentally get pregnant? I was like, well, you better put a ring on it because you'll be dead if you don't. You're not leaving me. I'm not gonna do this woman in her 30s single mom bullshit. Yeah. We're married from here on out.
damn.
do you feel like when you got off birth control, it was like a hard conversation to have with your doctor, or no?
Absolutely not. I just stopped going to my doctor.
Oh, okay, all right.
I had a lot of like weird things though because I always started to like forget taking the pill a lot, and then I ended up getting pregnant. This was like years ago, and I ended up getting pregnant and I had a miscarriage. And then after I was like, oh, I don't want to go through that again. This was like a really weird experience, and I got the implant on in my arm, and that's when I started getting wild side effects. Like I completely lost my period. I didn't have a period at all for almost a year.
Wow.
That's what a lot of women say with the implant.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I was I loved it though at the time. Obviously, I never worried about getting pregnant. I felt like really really comfortable, really safe. And I obviously love not getting my period. I was really ignorant. Well, not ignorant. I was like willfully blind to the fact that that's a negative side effect. Like, you know what I mean? Like in the back of your head, you know, this is really unhealthy,
right.
and I should probably talk to my doctor about it. And I was like, but I'm not getting my period.
Exactly.
So I don't care.
Yeah. So you're proving the stats are true. The whole like being unaware of being pregnant, so you're more likely to be promiscuous and stuff like that.
Yeah, but I think there's just things like there was moods that I would get in that I think were it affects you a lot more. And I think there was like moods that I was getting. I don't think I was as level-headed.
Do you feel like your sex drive is like much more elevated now that you're off of it?
Yeah, I think I'm much more like sexually like I explore more sexually. Like I have more like weird desire, not weird, but like desires that I am more open to be vocal about with my sexual partner now than I ever did before. Like before it was just like I would like find someone hot and be like, yeah, let's fuck. And now it's like, I want to do certain things for me. Like I want to try certain things.
Like, can you lick my butthole type of thing?
Like just things that like in my head, like sound appealing. And I'm like, and I never thought.
So it's like more of like a romantic idea in your head?
Yeah. Like there's more of like a buildup. Like before it was just having sex to have sex. Like I found someone attractive, and now it's more like, I want things that I think that are going to make me feel good.
Okay. Tell me, cause I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
I don't know, like being tied up and like toy play and like
spanked.
Like I want you to do stuff to me, but it's more like that I'm more vocal about it because it's like it's more of a desire that I want it more.
Makes sense. And you're not just doing it.
Yeah, like I'm not just like okay, let's have sex because we're fucking and that's just like what we're doing now. And I think I was definitely slightly more aggressive before. I think like more. I don't know.
Like you took on the masculine role?
I'm a pretty aggressive person. No, like more like irritable. Like I was like quicker to snap.
So
like there was things that would just irritate me, and I'd be like, I would get mad, and I think that was a huge thing. Another factor that I never really considered to be.
So you hop on birth control. Does it give you more testosterone?
Yes, it does. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, it lowers.
Okay, yes.
Well, technically,
So
it just lowers your estrogen, so your natural testosterone ends up.
Well, from what I understand, is there's certain birth control that give you more estrogen, and then it raises your testosterone levels. That's why I'm saying it would make a woman more masculine, and then she would become promiscuous.
Yeah, because when you're saying like you have like these like little like you're like short tempered, I guess in a way, a little bit more.
Sounds like a dude.
It's definitely it's like characteristics.
Yeah, like there's just things that I just didn't want to deal with. Like I just don't want to talk about it.
Now imagine this.
That's how guys feel like.
I want to make an example. I want to make an example.
You're welcome.
I'm well.
Whoa, hold on. I want to make an example of this. Imagine like the amount of testosterone that women have, and then the amount of testosterone that men have to deal with, and that's like the level of bullshit that we have to go through in our head all the time. How fucking horny we are all the time, and like the irritableness of like what we have to deal with. Like that's the shit.
Yeah, like sometimes even like the smallest thing will just make you like want to punch the fucking wall.
Yeah.
For no fucking reason. You're like, and then you ask yourself, like, why am I so mad?
Like now, I would say like I'm more mellow. Like I'm a lot more mellow.
Do you feel like you get like that at all? Like you get
No,
irritable?
I think that the birth control mellowed me out.
Oh really? Like you were too
while you're on it, or
like you were
I mean,
wild?
I'm still on it.
Oh,
like
okay.
I feel like sometimes I'm spicy, you know, whatever.
Nice.
But not in a good way. No, but I feel like when I was younger, like I like lashed out a lot and like had a lot of anger inside of me. And I feel like after being on birth control for so long, like I'm mellow, I'm chill, like nothing really stresses me out too much. And that's like one of the things where like I'm scared, like the minute I come off of it, that I'm gonna turn back into that person and just like be like super like hot headed and just like, you know.
That could also be a factor of like you just being young.
Yeah, I could, but it was like, I'm gonna fucking strangle somebody.
I mean, I'm still pretty hot headed, but I don't know how to explain it other than like it does feel like less things irritate me, and it's just general things too. It's like the way someone talks to me or like like just stuff like that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because like the first podcast we had you on, I think you were still on it.
No, I haven't been on birth control for like 3 years now.
Oh really? Oh wow.
We'll do a little experiment with me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been.
Yeah,
So when I got my boobs done.
Oh,
I haven't
really?
been on birth control.
Oh,
since
you
I
said
got my boobs.
2020, so yeah, so
Yeah.
like 3 years, yeah.
Wow.
Yep. I think and it takes a while for your body to like readjust too. So
Yeah,
that's
for
why it's hard to like pinpoint what would possibly be side effects and what aren't, because your body just slowly starts to adjust, and it could take like years, especially since I started birth control when I was 14 and there was rarely a time that I was off of it.
Yep. I've never been off of it since I started it.
Wow.
It's like
Are you on the pills or
on the pill? Yeah.
I see.
Yeah. And it's like,
Damn, how do you like? All right, like just the commitment of like taking that every day without
It's like
missing.
taking your damn vitamins.
Yeah, it's been so many years, and I already have a set time that I know I'm gonna take it. It's like a routine, right? And if I did forget it once, oh my gosh, this was maybe a couple months ago. I forgot to take it, and then I came home from work, took it, woke up, and was like in a weird headspace. I was like, I forgot to take my birth control.
Really?
Took another one.
Oh shit.
Oh my gosh, my stomach destroyed. Like I couldn't stop puking.
I've doubled up before.
Really?
Yeah. I got really forgetful. Like I used to, but I started partying a lot, and there'd be like days where I would like be 3 behind or 4 behind. I'm like,
You're terrible.
Fucks you.
oh yeah, I was a terrible girlfriend. I was like, shit. And I was like, I forgot to. Like,
But like depending also on which one you fuck up on, because the amount of like hormones, oh my god, it's just.
Wait, how does that work? Is it stacked like certain days? There's more like.
Well, I mean, when you get your cartridge, right? There's like 4 lines
Okay.
or whatever.
I've never had. About it.
I mean, does your girlfriend? Is
No,
she?
she's got an IUD.
Oh, okay. So yeah, when you're on the pill, you got like 4. Like most of the time, like the one that I have, it's like a cartridge. You have 4 lines. Start taking it on the Sunday. That's gonna be your day. You know, it's a certain amount of hormones, and it goes down to the other line until you get your period.
and like the last line is like a placebo pill.
Yeah.
It just doesn't really do.
Sometimes some of them have like a tiny bit, but I don't take the last row because I'm just like, this is pointless.
Yeah, makes sense. So like, when you get off of it, I'm guessing you're timing your ovulation more now, or
Honestly, like I have been on it for so long that I'm gonna need to educate myself on my cycle.
It's so strange because, like I said, I rarely got a period when I was on it. And before, so when I first got my period, I had like very, very bad periods, very bad cramps. It'd last like 7 days. I'd had a kind of a heavy flow, right?
Wow.
I was on birth control forever. My periods last like 2.5, 3 days tops. They're very light. Like it's the weirdest thing. It's like I always thought like I was always afraid to get off birth control because I thought that my periods would be like super erratic.
Yeah, that's the same thing for me. I'm like,
Doesn't. They're on schedule,
Yeah.
on point.
wow,
Yeah.
nature just
It
kicks
took
back
a
in.
minute. There was like the first year that I was kind of like all over the place. And then like after that, yeah, on point, like every 28 days.
Wow. So now you just time your ovulation.
Now I just know. Yeah. Now I just have like the little thing on my phone, the little app.
You're like,
Yeah.
oh, I
and
can't fuck this week.
basically like it's a little app and it asks you like
Yeah.
when was your like the first day of your last period, on average, how many days does it last? And then it just charts you.
wow.
Wow.
And it tells you when prime time for getting pregnant is, when, yeah.
I'm gonna have to download that and like start.
I think a lot of the iPhones actually just have it on the health feature.
Oh,
Really?
oh, that's cool.
Interesting.
Okay, well then.
I know the Fitbit app has it too.
I'm start tracking my girl shit. Nice.
There you go.
When she gonna be a bitch?
Oh my god.
This week, avoid her at all costs.
I don't get that bitchy. I get hungry. I get like, that's how I know.
And then you get like hangry.
But I get hangry all the time.
Oh.
Like hangry is like a natural, like I would probably get more angry when I'm hungry than I get angry when I'm on my period.
I see.
Like I'm that person that's like, I'm hungry and we have about 10 minutes to figure out where we're going to eat. And I'm going to be angry if we don't know where we're eating by the time I'm starving.
Yeah.
I'm that person that's like,
Which is like
if they're
pivotal
like,
moment, right?
yeah,
now,
like if they're like, babe, where do you want to go eat? Like, I don't know because I was hungry like 20 fucking minutes ago.
Jesus.
And now I'll eat anything. So how about you just fucking pick?
eat this dick.
Oh my god. But I do get hate. And I used to be in such denial about it. I was like, no, I don't. Like, no, I don't. And now I'm just like, no, I do. You got like 10 minutes to help me decide where we're eating, or it's just, we're just
I'm emotional.
rage.
Yeah, I'm fucking emotional. Like,
When you're not on it, or when you are on it.
well,
Or when you're hungry.
like, whatever. Like when I'm on my period, yo, I be crying just randomly.
Yeah.
It's so, but like I'm an emotional person, like altogether. But like if I'm on my period and I'm scrolling through TikTok and I see some shit about a dog,
Oh yeah.
waterworks.
Yeah, you're like.
Oh
you're-
my god,
that's what I have to deal
No,
with.
that's another thing though. Like I never used to be like that. And then I got off birth control and I cry on puppy video. I cry when dogs die.
I cry so much when dogs die. I don't even know the fucking
I
dog.
literally,
cry.
I tear up in movies now.
Yes.
Never used to do that.
Oh, I went to watch Fast X and I cried for the first couple minutes of it because of a
Replay.
scene.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm talking about? Oh my gosh. I was like, tears just fucking rolling down. And my dad, like, he was like, honey, don't go see Guardians of the Galaxy because you're going to cry the entire fucking time. And I was like, oh my God.
newest one?
Dad.
I gotta go watch that movie.
I need to go watch it. I really want to.
I really want to go see it, but I think I want to see it in the comfort of my own home.
Yeah.
Because I already know. And just,
You just be-
no,
Maybe I'll go see it tonight. Tonight, since everybody's working.
I mean, we're getting sushi and we're going to watch Guardians of the Galaxy afterwards. I might just skip work for that.
There you go. Do it.
So I hope you guys enjoyed the podcast. If I learned anything from this, I am thankful to be a man because fuck, it's so much to do with being a woman, from surgery, beauty, periods, Jesus. Yeah. Anyway, thanks for watching. Make sure you like, subscribe, hit that notification button, comment below.
And if the girls want to plug themselves, we'll go ahead and.
Yeah, sure. After being a kind of a regular on this podcast now, I hope you guys are starting to follow me on social media. If you're not, it's _Amber Sky. Follow, comment weird shit. Don't be afraid to DM me and ask me stuff because I will definitely answer you.
Awesome. Well, yeah. If you guys want to follow me on Instagram, my handle is Sasha's _new playhouse, and house spelled like HAUS. Yeah. And then I also have a street interview page where we do literally street interviews. It's called Operator Error TV. We're out on Las Vegas Boulevard, usually about twice a week. So if you ever see us out there, come say hi, and we have some great questions for you. So yeah.
Awesome.
Check me out. You see me on the road, I'm in hustle mode, real estate mogul, commercial real estate.